Welcome to Meadowbrook Memories Podcast. I am Jelly, otherwise known as Glester Prince, and my co-host is Hitchcock, otherwise known as Alfred Henry. Our mission on this podcast series is to explore the stories behind the magic that was created at Meadowbrook. When over a span of 4 years, between 1982 and 1986, we saw the transformation of a small co-educational school with less than 1,200 students, 800 boys, 800 girls and 400 boys into a successful sports and scholastic champion, winning 7 major trophies, 3 Sunlight Cup, 2 Topping Cup, 1 Walker Cup, and 1 Nutriment Shield. And to crown these achievements, Meadowbrook also produced 2 Rhodes Scholars, Cavell Creighton in 1987 and Andrea Wright in 1989, both graduates of Meadowbrook in 1983. In this podcast series, we'll be speaking to persons, both males and female, who were actively involved in this incredible journey, along with friends and staff at Meadowbrook, which inspired the environment which created this golden era. We hope you enjoy our discussion. Please give us as much support and encouragement as you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. Welcome and thanks for joining us. Oh, alright, ready? So, remember to like, share, and subscribe these Meadowbrook Memories podcasts so neither you nor your friends will miss another Meadowbrook conversation. Thanks. Go. Today is Sunday, April 9th, 2023. And welcome back to another conversation about Meadowbrook Memories. Me, as usual, Jelly, our Glester, our Lance, and by now you know say, in one of them conversation I will do. Joining me tonight is a man who I describe. Him give me some whole heap of support from behind the scenes quietly. He was responsible for the oldest podcast guest on the program so far, and a former Meadowbrook principal, Mr. Dan Bogle. And if you want to hear the conversation between me and Mr. Wayne Swebe, you can go back to episode number 42 and go listen to that conversation, because Wayne was primarily responsible for getting Mr. Boglan and helping me some technical things to make sure our former principal come on. So Wayne, trust me, I'm grateful for that, and Meadowbrook Memories always are grateful for that. I work they put in for me. So Wayne join us tonight and go back and listen to number 42 with Wayne and subscribe and hit the notification button while you listen. And Wayne have a conversation and come up on him own, so you can listen for that as well. Alright? Our first guest tonight started in Meadowbrook in 1978 in what I consider the golden era of Meadowbrook. The start of the golden era. But him had an extra handicap because when him just started Meadowbrook, his sister was head girl. So we talk a little about that. But I know this man have a whole heap of story to tell, so I'll get into that. Our second guest tonight started in Meadowbrook, also in that same year. As I say, that was the best time of Meadowbrook. The beginning of the golden era me start. Me started in 74 and meeting the golden era started from 78 to about 88, 86, in that time period there. But this I guess describe Meadowbrook as the best years of his life. And he have added plus to me because I come from my alma mater, Permacal Primary School. So big up my guess. But without further ado, Meadowbrook Memories welcome Pedro Wright and Maurice Livingston, and him of whatever about that nickname they can them call him Murray and him have Sailor. So introduce yourself first.
No.
Introduce yourself.
No, you get that wrong. I've never heard Taylor before.
But I want me sip on when the man send me a number that me say Murray. When mine had sent me a number that me say, but we don't have to talk about that.
All right.
Maybe them have a way. Maybe them have a reason why them call it that. But we don't have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Me never ask them. I want them send me. I ask mine a few number that him send me. Let them send me. You never hear about that. But go ahead first, Pedro. Introduce yourself, my brother.
Yes, bless up one and all. My name is Pedro Wright. Started Meadowbrook in 1978, coming straight from St. Richard's Primary. Graduated 1983. And I have to concur with Murray. You know, it's the greatest time of my life was being at Meadowbrook. And of all the experiences, if you ask me, would I do it again? I may tweak a little bit, but no, I do it all over again.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, Pedro. And Maury, you prefer Maury or Maurice? Maury.
More, man. More.
All right, Maury. Introduce yourself, my brother. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, man. Maurice Livingstone. Class of 1978 to 1983. As my good friend Sam Bresden. Yes, fond memory. Highlight of my life. Well, it was fun years. It was the best years. Even at a tender age of 57, you're still saying that these are the best years.
Absolutely.
Going through all of that. So yeah, Meadowbrook was more than an institution. Yes, by far.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Maury. I concur. That's what I was saying. I concur because I started a little before, but it's like, and that's why I'm starting them conversation. Yeah, because I enjoy it. Just like I'm going to say, I think me one thing about Meadowbrook that way, but I realize the more we do them conversation, yeah, whole heap of man and woman think about it the same way, and more than me. So I love say, I'm glad say when I come on, my brother. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So Wayne, reintroduce back yourself, my brother. I would say you're no stranger to this conversation. You have been as co-host, I think, a couple of times. And you're a guest coming out pretty soon. Reintroduce back yourself, Wayne.
Absolutely. So Wayne Swaby, class of 83 as well. And I have to say, big up New Day All-Age School that got me to Meadowbrook. So I know Pedro went to St. Richard's, as you just said. Maury, Pembroke Hall.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Pembroke Primary.
Alma
Pembroke
Mater,
Hall.
I asked him about that.
Cool.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And I just put a scribbling on my paper. Like, life come Maury. This is a high school past students discussion. So nicknames have a way of sticking, and I just heard Sailor. So I just wrote it down. But
And that's it.
You know why that? No, I tell you why that is.
Yeah, talk more, talk about it.
No, what that is actually my career, my occupation. I'm into shipping. I've been into shipping ever since.
Okay.
So I would think that they're probably that's weird. That's the only way they would associate that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Sailor.
man,
Oh, that's what I mean.
That's my career.
I got you. It's not what to put behind the paid wall. Nothing
And
like
from mouth said that I realized that.
Yeah, man, yeah. Okay, I'm glad.
No.
This one do I have to go behind the paid wall then, Pedro?
No.
No.
I myself had a few nicknames in school too. It was either Syrian, it was either Grey Puss.
Yes.
Grey Puss. I think Wayne give me that name there.
Yeah, man.
It was either Grey Puss or Grey Cat. But it's one of the three.
Hey, Jelly. Me to call me a Boney and a king. Remember the mark of them time, I'm a king. Boney.
All that way.
Maury, they used to say the girl is a Marga Livingston. Maurice Livingston.
No, man, if you learn a nickname, when you come Meadowbrook, come like you never come on. Say, before I ask you the first question, say, 2016, the last time I go to Jamaica, and typically they have a party. A Mountain View, in a Mountain View, Beverly Hills. I'm go around there. I want to grab them, see me around there, and look at me and say, Jelly, where you write name again?
But Jelly, let me tell you something. I see this name and I don't know who named Kingston or Brendan. A Prince, a Prince. It's just Prince. It's so much fun. A Prince. And the thing about this now. Prince, me don't know if you went, me don't know if you're in a third, fourth, but I just remember you're in a white shirt. That's hard. It's a white shirt. You always, when the man play quick, says, I just remember in a white shirt.
Yeah, man. No, that's why I get all of the name them. Because some people know Glaister, some people know Lance. Lance is a Permacal. And then most people know, a lot of people know Prince, and then everybody know Jelly. You see me, I said to you, so I say, that's why I make all I name them, man, and me embrace the whole of them, man. I don't know, big thing. But anyway, gentlemen, so let me ask you the first question, and Pedro, I'm going to start with you, because since we introduced you first, but I'm not going to necessarily ask you the question first all the time, but first question I go to you tonight. Did you choose Meadowbrook, or Meadowbrook chose you?
Meadowbrook chose me.
All right, tell me how that going.
My choices. First of all, let me geographically tell you where I used to live. I used to live right beside Calabar. I mean, if you jump my back fence, you're in Calabar,
Okay,
right?
okay.
I used to live on Treeviews Avenue.
Yeah, I know that road that good.
Um,
Yes, yes.
yeah, when you take the common entrance. No, growing up at that period, what was the most powerful things about high school back then was either soccer or track. Forget sunlight and them thing. We all know sunlight's a big thing, but back then, as me growing up as a youth, it was track and Manning Cup.
Yeah, yeah.
Those were the two things. So I had gone. My first choice was for KC. Then I did choose Georges. My third choice was GSC. Some I said why I never choose Calabar because I live beside Calabar and I never want to go to Calabar. And the fourth one was Meadowbrook. So you know when you get the news now and you're looking for your name, mine pop up right under Meadowbrook. So Meadowbrook chose me. And so even when you tell the old man, I was telling the old man, I said, boy, I'd rather go to one of them high schools that's known for the big sports. And the old man say you're salt because your sister is there and that's where you're going. So that was it. There was no argument.
No argument at all, Pedro.
No, sir. So Meadowbrook chose me.
Yeah. I hear you. A lot of way. I saw it enough, Me did love Meadowbrook, so I did choose Meadowbrook, but yeah. So Murray, did you choose Meadowbrook or Meadowbrook chose you?
Oh, when Meadowbrook chose me, But the thing about it is that I had chosen Calabar first choice and Meadowbrook second choice. At the time I was living in a place called Woodlawn Avenue.
Woodlawn Road, yeah.
No, man, in Valentine Garden. You had Woodlawn and you had Woodhaven.
Okay, yeah.
So that's right up in Meadowbrook side, same way, right? So Meadowbrook chose me, but I had no reservations upon getting there, and just feeling that the school was where I really should be, because here I am coming from a co-ed school, and then going to another co-ed school, but then coming to a high school now, you're looking at all these things, and you're going into an auditorium, you see an admin office, and you see those girls. Listen, man.
Yes, that was it for me.
The 70s. We had, listen, my first 5 years was epic. It was epic. The whole thing about Meadowbrook was so much of a epic. I don't know how many schools really had these sort of stuff. And all these things. Bridget, you remember our sports day? Our sports day, I remember vividly. It was hard for us to know whether it was like a GC or Calabar school down there. Because you find our GC and them man doing with sports day. With sports day, I remember I find in bad for the champs, remember that,
No, right.
So what we know what they're down there for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I love many things about Meadowbrook. A lot of things about Meadowbrook, man. It was a thing for me. Going there, it was a revelation. It was something new. It was something more exciting and frightening at the time. You're going into a new school and all of that. Yeah, and as I said, as the time went on, it proved to be what it really was. What it really was for me. And that whole era, as you said, the 70s, is not just golden here for Meadowbrook. It's the whole economy and the whole country at the time.
Yeah.
Because remember, we had a middle class.
Yeah. It was a transitional period. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we had at Meadowbrook, you had people coming from the poor class, you had the middle class, and you had people from the upper class as well, the rich. We all integrated and was a little unison there, and and the whole experiences gelling with each other, and was really fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun. As I said, really fun, man. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I remember specifically. Oh, remember that we know that we did what in education again? We did junior education. There's somebody teaching us to farm and all these things we had.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
yes.
Agricultural science,
Agricultural
them call it,
science.
I think, yeah.
Agriculture, yeah, agricultural
Agricultural
science.
Education. Agricultural science, Pedro. You had to
Yes.
on this one every time. You had to pay for your brain,
Agricultural
brother.
science, man.
Yeah,
Good for
man.
Indian man.
Yeah.
What name again?
Mm.
Reggie,
Memories game. Memories game.
you are the best. Let me tell you something. You are the best.
What name again? The little Indian
When
man.
me
Yeah,
win,
man.
it sound like you remember
I
me
don't know
win.
what it is. I
I
don't know
don't
what it is.
remember his name. Joel. I
You
don't
know?
know. Mr. Joel. Was
No,
it
man.
Joel? His name.
Hey, yo, let me tell you, Jay, let me tell you something, Reggie. The first time I'm going to the man class, you know, brother. The man, I have stand up at the desk, you know, because I know what, I never remember that one agricultural science. I mean, I'm going to go step in the man called bed.
That's a no-no.
That's a no,
It was right behind the chemistry and bio lab.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When you mash up the man call on the bed, Murray. Yeah. I hear you. So Pedro, the first you come to Meadowbrook, you never Meadowbrook chose you. And your father said to you, say, boy, you have to come to school, the guy's sister go there. When you come on upon the first day or the first week, now remember about coming from Meadowbrook now. With the first day and the first week.
Boy, I remember coming into the General Assembly, if memory serves me correct. And I had to find my name on a list. And I remember walking on the school grounds and thinking to myself, after looking around and then, figuring out, because prior to me coming to Meadowbrook, I used to come up there and check my sister every now and then.
Right.
If they had something big going on.
Oh,
They're not unfamiliar with the campus then.
No.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I remember one particular time when I'd come up here to look for her. Forget what I was doing down that side. But I came to Meadowbrook and I said, well, she's not leaving yet. I'm going to just jump on the bus or we'll go home. And I remember I was standing up by the assembly hall on the outside, looking into one of them metal pane window. And this pretty girl, pretty Indian girl, just walk and rub the back of my head. I'm going to look at her. I don't know where she's from. I'm still in primary school.
Yeah.
So, after that, I was starstruck. It was done. And with my first day, and they're now putting us in the class. Wayne, do you realize that me and you are one of the very few that start from the beginning in every single farm? Me and you never come out of the farm.
Every
From 1C, come straight up,
Straight back. Yep. All the way to fifth farm.
Straight to fifth farm. We stayed in the same farm together,
That's true. I don't remember if there was anybody else. It was just you and I, right? I don't think anybody else.
It was me, you. It was. I think it was like most about 3 of us or 4 of us that actually stick together from first farm, come straight up.
I want to say
It was some girls too.
Was nothing in the same class with us right through as well, Sharon Martin, I think, right?
It could be, Yes,
Yeah,
I think because I remember some girls was with us also.
Yeah.
Say me have a brethren though. Pedro and Wayne, when me and him started from Permacal Primary together, we come to Meadowbrook all the way through until I think the two are even repeat fifth farm together, and then we got sixth farm and then leave. Robert Dewey. I don't know if you remember him. I don't know if you not remember him at all.
Remember the name.
Dewey have a younger brother, Patrick, who used to run 800 meter and all of me. Yeah. Older brother was my good friend from Permacal. I used to live at UN then. But yeah. But as I talk about that, it come to my mind, man. I said, right, man, me and him are the only man who come from Permacal or come Meadowbrook and right through. I'm known from Permacal first farm. I used to live at UN then. But Murray.
Yeah, man, me and Wayne.
Yeah, go ahead, Pedro, sorry.
Yeah, man, me and Wayne ride it straight from first farm, come straight through fifth farm. Straight through.
Yeah, so Murray, when you come on Meadowbrook, the first sign company campus now, you weren't so lucky if you have them the pleasure of being at Meadowbrook before a girl I rub your head back. So when you come on,
well, remember we used to have this. Remember they used to bring us up to the school before they, come and meet, and then you have the first day.
yeah,
But no, I wasn't really up there with the school, and I say coming up there was like was just was a whole lot of mixed reactions. The first day at school, youth, what 12, 13, 12 year old.
yeah, 11, 12,
And
yeah.
just yeah, 11, 12, 'cause, yeah, that was my first try. And yeah, and just feeling, I don't remember as Pedro alluded to the part where he said, boy, he go look for his name and all that. I remember all of that. No. But I can't tell him, say, boy, you know, when I had to go look for my name and what farm. But I remember going to the farm and being introduced and having all of these, getting my time, all these stuff.
Yeah.
I remember all of that. I remember my teachers. I could remember. Yeah, I
Yeah, where
remember
teacher,
my
talk
Spanish.
about her. Where teacher name? The first farm teacher. We remember what's your name?
No, well, a lot of first farm teachers, but the teachers
Farm
that stood
teacher.
out to me was like my farm teacher. My farm teacher, I think, was a lady, a beautiful lady called Miss Subadan.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Yes.
no.
What should I teach you?
Marvelous.
Spanish?
Spanish,
Yeah, man.
Spanish,
She married to a
and the
farmer head
greatest
boy,
thing.
and it might been Keith White, I'm wife,
Yes,
Claudia.
right.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, listen. I my first job was at Grace Kennedy, so that's how I knew. It was so eerie that she started. When she came there, I saw her. I was like, you know what I mean? So, and this done after, but we're in different departments. I was in the shipping, and she was with the head office. So, and then I heard that she was white and all that. Yeah. So I know that part. I know that part of it. But the thing about it was that in her Spanish class, though, also unique. Well, I don't know if it was unique for me, that she called everybody had to have a Spanish name. I don't know if anybody else remember that.
I remember Miss
She,
Nelson used to teach us Spanish.
no, it
Yeah,
was
she did.
Subadan. So no, we're talking first. This was from first
Yeah,
one.
first time I talk about.
Oh, well, Subadan was my Spanish teacher as well, and she gave her. I'll never forget her Spanish name. My Spanish name was Jaime. No, that was so
Jaime.
unpopular.
Jaime.
Was so unpopular that the man them use it and tease me, Bridget. I tell you, King. You know what I mean? No, I'm not calling Jaime. I say, oh, that's a dad's name, but Bread, I'm telling you something. As youth, Jaime, all of the man them get so. It was. I would never forget it. I never forget that. That's my first farm. Yeah, man. These things I don't.
So she just
these
assign
things
a
will live
name
with
to
you.
own it. It never, it's not like she change the name to a Spanish name. She just assign a Spanish name to own.
Everybody should have a Spanish name just to get used to this. You get used to calling the name.
Okay.
But this, that is where Paul Wilson, that's where Pablo come from, And
That's
it
right.
stick. Nobody call him Paul throughout high school. It was Pablo. Because when she said she changed everybody's name into Spanish. And she said, Paul, your name in Spanish is Pablo. And it stick with him from first Paul Wilson. That's who stick with us, Wayne. It was me, you, and Paul.
That's right. Pablo stayed with Cerritos through
Yes, Pablo was steady with us.
Yeah.
So more, may I ask you a question? You never come from Meadowbrook campus before you been there at all. What was it like when you come in at the campus and you look on the field? Because I remember when me just come to Meadowbrook, I did that before like Pedro, because I have my brother and my sister used to come to Meadowbrook. When me go there, I remember I just said, willow tree them and whistling on my ears, man. I said,
Yeah.
Maury, what was your impression when you come up on the campus the first time?
I tell you something. As I said to you, when I come onto the campus the first time, it was a whole lot of mixed feeling of even fear, because I'm saying, boy, high school, things have to step up. You have to know what to do. Are you ready for the challenge and all? All these sort of things that go through my head.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the whole. I was in awe. At that time, much I remember.
Yeah.
I was more in awe than more excited. More in awe.
Yeah.
Because of the day and the day. And I mean, I don't know, but when the body fool you, come from primary school and drop in high school, scenario is at that time, as a youth, 11, you're not, you how are you prepared for that?
Mm-hmm.
You come there, and everything is different. The
Yeah.
whole thing is all different.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
we go to high school, when we go to primary school, and we're going to meet inside our classes. We're surprised before we start, but we're going to auditorium, and the whole school is there.
Yeah.
And we have this, and you have all these things playing, and the piano was a thing that we used to. I don't know, I don't know who teach me a little beat on it, but I used to play a little beat on it whenever the time was out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But Meadowbrook, especially when I go down by the go on to the past the woodwork, seeing the woodwork shop, metal workshop, and then going around now seeing a basketball court. I don't use these things. These things were quite revealing and quite, I'm saying, wow,
Yeah.
and also seeing the six farmers. You know what I mean? Because six farmers, those were big men. I remember this
Big
bearded guy
greyback man them.
was doing. This guy he did zoology.
You remember him name, Murray?
I think it was an Indian bearded, almost Indian.
Oh, no, they're up in
looking guy.
attack. They're up in them.
I think
him, man. He was the biggest guy in sixth farm. Was it Mark?
I was like,
Mark was that? No, it wasn't Mark. Alex, what was his first name? There was Mark
I
and there was
can't
another.
remember.
Yeah, Mark
I can't
and
remember.
Stephen. Maybe just Mark and Stephen. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
But these things stood out to me, Jenny. I'm saying, look at that. The man, zoology. I'm saying, whoa, okay, all right, here it is, no. And then you had this, and I tell you about, I say about the girls. No, I mean, I don't know if any of them are them really, but Bridget, I've never forgot this. There's this girl once was, her name was Da Costa. I don't want to call it anymore. I think it was Terry Da Costa, but my Lord. Oh, whoa.
No, Murray,
Yeah, man.
all the way, come in to school and laugh. You look on the older girl, I may say, yeah.
Oh, man. It was something else.
And I look, look on the girl, you look on the older one, I may say, yeah, man, and you lick it.
Because it's, listen, because remember they stood out because they were in their white.
Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Their Meadowbrook and the white socks.
Yeah.
Listen, man. They look so royal.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
man. Yeah, man. It was a good thing for me.
Yeah, man.
And the whole sporting thing too, was
yeah, man.
great.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that more. But let me ask Pedro a question about that. You come on, you did familiar with the campus before. What was it like when you come on and you start going to know? And tell me some of the teachers and some of the students them where you remember. The first term where you remember meet and all them things. What was it like? Talk about that a little bit.
All right. So I came in the era with Mr. Thorpe. So we were when we all got settled, then we had to go to I think we went to the assembly hall. And of course, Mr. Thorpe did this thing of, welcoming us, spoke about the school and so forth. I remember.
Hold on, before you go in front. You remember those things?
Yes, man. I remember the first assembly hall with Mr. Thorpe.
Mr. Thorpe.
Yeah.
And the dog was
And the
assigned.
dog. I want to remember the name of one of the dogs. I think the golden retriever or the retriever was called Biscuit, right? The dog was called Biscuit,
I
right?
know. No, but they were German Shepherds, retriever.
Something. I thought it was a retriever, but
okay.
German Shepherd, I remember to Murray. Yeah. What go ahead? Wait. Yeah.
I think the dog's name was Biscuit or something like that.
That I don't remember at all.
No, I don't remember.
But
you remember that, Pedro?
No, man, I remember you just pop the dog them in the head and it just opened a different filing now and I'm like, oh yes.
You remember the dog them,
I remember the dog them now.
Yeah.
German Shepherd, right?
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Mr. Anyway, go ahead. Now
go ahead, Pedro. Yeah.
Yeah, so my first day, I remember the first day that, I walked down to the classroom and my cousin was there, which was, I don't know if you remember, well, Witty. Everybody there honestly remember Witty, bigger.
When full name, Pedro?
Leon Gross.
Leon Gross.
Gross.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Used to call him Bigger. Nickname was Bigger.
Yeah.
And who used to know him? Used to call him Witty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and Witty was there, so I used to say Witty, and you know, knowing my sister was there, I felt comfortable, but still under pressure because my sister, like I said, was the model student.
The studious one. I remember her too.
Oh, absolutely. The one that, if you want a picture of her, if Meadowbrook was to say, let me give you pictures of what a model student would be, my sister would be that one.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
We're talking. She was head girl, farm captain. I mean, she was on she was on school child. She was part of the school styling squish. She was in the what that club name again?
The
Key Club.
Key Club are they?
The Key Club. She was a member of the Key Club. So my sister was like, listen, you have a whole heap to live up to.
She was ambassador around the college. Everybody know her on the
Absolutely.
campus. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
So the pressure was on. So everybody that I was introduced to, this is Teresa's brother.
Yeah.
Wasn't Pedro, you know. This is Teresa's brother. So you know the pressure was on from the gate.
Yeah. And when you came
Listen,
here, your sister was in lower 6.
Yes, this is in lower 6 when I started.
Yeah.
Lower 6.
Yeah.
And I remember going to the classroom and sitting down and just looking at all the students from the different socioeconomic backgrounds. And I sat there and decided, I said, well, you know what? This is it, you know. This is it. So get used to it. And when I tell you, sir, from that day forward, there was no regret. Like I went to, you know, like after a while, you go back to my father and say, yo, get me out of the high school now. You can't get me now. You know what? Send me even go Calabar. I don't want to go Calabar, but send me go get, no. After my first term, I was in law. I was Meadowbrook. I bled green and blue. That was it for me.
Yes,
You know,
That was it.
You know, the first man said that, Pedro. Graham Roden. And I don't know if he started the same year, we don't know. Or before. Roden come on and him pick for Georges. And him tell him father, say, I want to go Georges. And him father lined up for him. Like, by the end of the first term, my father come to him and say, all right, we get it lined up for you. And I said, no, I'm not leave this, you know.
No, sir.
For the same reason.
Yeah, Graham was a general.
You start before him was either on or below or the same year.
Yeah, I think he was ahead of us and he repeated.
He had repeated.
Okay, yeah.
And we did catch him.
Yeah.
He had repeated and we had catch him.
Yeah,
And I think we catch Graham in a 5th farm.
Yeah, when I repeat 5th farm. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We catch him in 5th farm.
Yeah.
Jelly, do you remember? I was talking to Pedro earlier. Do you remember this guy? You know what? A lot of up the road. You got this guy that drove his father's car here. Got this this long burgundy big car, one of the big cars there. And you drove it one morning, almost running to the admin office. Who remember that?
Yes, man. Hold
What's his name?
His name. Oh my goodness.
Nobody can forget. It was a big one. You know, it was next to the bombing. You know what I mean? But the guy was
What guy?
What farm was it? What farm? I remember the car, Maury. I can't remember that.
It was in a high farm. It was in our farm. It was like a farm ahead of us.
He was a year ahead of us. I think.
You're ahead of us, man.
That was a 4th farm, no?
Yeah,
he was
third
in
or 4th
farm at the time.
Something like man. I don't know what he was doing. I couldn't believe that, man.
He drove the car right between the staff room and where that.
Yes,
Wayne.
So what on?
Right where our 4th farm was, right there.
So Maury, you know, see me in the yearbook for identify him and send him to me. See how we are.
I don't have that yearbook because I don't have it. Did we? Oh, no, I don't have the yearbook. I have to go through it.
Yeah, you have to go through it.
All right. Listen, I'm going to throw a memory in for Wayne and Maury. Yeah. Do you remember the fight with Mr. Darban over Miss Smith? Not Miss Smith. Miss Nelson. Was it Nelson?
Nelson.
That
No,
would
it
be
wouldn't be
Mrs.
Nelson.
No,
Nelson.
what was the teacher's
Listen,
name
hold on,
again?
hold
The
on.
math teacher.
Nevins.
Oh, Miss Nevins.
Nevins.
No, man, it's Smith.
No, Miss
It's
Smith.
Smith.
No, man, it was Nevins.
Miss
It was
Nevins,
Miss
yeah.
Nevins I was fighting over. So you had the woodwork teacher, Mr. Francis,
Yes.
and Mr. Darban. Catch a fight in the office. And when Mr. Darban must have beat up Mr. Francis and kick a hole in the door. You remember that, Wayne?
I remember, is that the way? That's not how you get the name Soft John.
But you remember him?
I remember him, yeah, man. He was here in Canada for a while. I think he went back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Francis.
yeah. Mrs. And by the way, Miss Nevins' podcast just came out Friday, you know, so you can go listen to her. She never.
Yes.
It was very interesting when I listened back to her fair one. So yeah.
Yeah, Miss Nevins. Miss Nevins had a thing for my father, boy. I'll never forget that. I remember she said to me, they were having parents teachers meeting. And Miss Nevins came to me, and Miss Nevins says to me, "What? I think she was our farm teacher too, you know, Miss Nevins."
Mm-hmm.
No,
In first farm.
no, man. That was Miss Lysette.
Oh yes, Miss Lysette. That's right.
Mrs.
Yeah.
And
Lysette.
Miss Nevins.
Mrs. Lysette, wait. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And Miss Nevins said to me, I'll never forget. I think I was in like third farm. And she said to the class that parents teachers meeting is coming up, and I expect all your parents to show up. And she said to me, Mr. Wright, Pedro Wright, I hope your father will be there. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, boy, I hope him not even show up, and I don't plan on telling him nothing. But she's like telling me, she said to the class, make sure you tell your father. And then she says, boy, and she turned to the class, boy, I'm father sweet. Lord have mercy. So, you know, me sit on my head, I'm going to say, yo, my father, nah, come here, say, no, so. Okay, Miss Nevins, no problem.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So what some of the students you remember meet Pedro when you just come on Meadowbrook?
Well, besides my two brothers right here, so I remember. All right, let me see. I remember Foster.
Never Foster.
Mm-hmm.
From Neville Foster from Cadets.
Yeah, he had been on the conversation too before, so yeah.
I remember Foster. I remember. Well, who was the sergeant major again?
Vivian Thomas.
Vivian Thomas, yes.
Him come on as well too, yeah. And the brother did run and we know them meet our Thomas.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
Man, the brother was our brethren too.
Yeah, man. A good man that man.
R.I.P.
Not here no more, but a good man that Thomas.
Yeah, man, R.I.P. Who else I remember? Oh, there's so much. Who else do I remember? I remember the 6 farmers, and I was thinking, boy, them some big ass one man and woman. What am I doing in high school with beard and all them things there?
Yeah, man, for real, you know.
Yeah.
I was like,
And what's someone? What name some of your classmates them, Pedro? I don't remember no classmate. I just all the people I remember.
Oh yes, oh Lord. Wayne Swaby. I remember. What's her name? Oh my God. You know, somebody come prepared for that because just in case when I ask me, you know, Marcia Dundas.
Yeah, Marcia.
Sharon Martin. What's that chick's name? Oh God.
how can you call Monique name?
Monique
Tennant. That was my heartbeat.
Monique Tennant?
Yes.
Monique Tennant.
Pennant. Okay, yeah.
Yes, man. Medicare feelings from that one from
Early.
second farm come straight up. Medicare feelings for that one, man. But me did shy.
I was wondering what I'm gonna call him. I go around,
You call him out early morning. Yeah.
How could I forget Monique?
Wait, how is that? That's possible.
He was saving the best for last, man. He was getting there.
I remember this at Robert Hedge.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember this guy. He only stayed till about second. I think first time he left. Philip Bassett.
Yeah.
Yes, man. I remember Bassett. He used to have a brother who attended Meadowbrook before us as well.
Right.
Guys
Marcel
like
Roden.
Mitch and Patrick were in our class as well. Mitch Bogle and Patrick Dockery, right?
Mitch Bogle, Patrick Dockery. Marcel Roden.
Yeah.
Um,
Who remember
who else?
Marcel Road?
You remember Marcel?
Marcel Roden.
Marcel had a sleepy eye, man.
Jelly, you remember Marcel?
No,
I don't remember.
no.
Okay. Yeah.
Marcel Roden. A red youth. And brother used to go
Yeah, man,
Calabar.
He used to live near Meadowbrook.
Me have to see picture.
Yeah.
No, for the thing, me have to see picture and a whole picture. Me have to see more. Yeah.
His brother became a big pianist. Orette
Alright,
Roden.
Roden. Yeah, I know him brother. I know Offin brother. They call
And
him.
then the other brother's name used to be Carl Roden. He used to go Calabar. Remember, like if upper six, remember James Eitel and Richards. Who else me remember? There's so much people that I just can't compute and just get it spit it out right away.
I talk them come out there and call them, man. I'm all right. Before we go to you, Murray, and tell me some of the teachers me remember when you come in, Pedro. Some of the teachers me remember.
Well, Miss Nevins, Miss Nelson, Mr. Gooden, Mr. Darban, Miss, oh my God, she used to teach me literature, Miss
Laidlaw.
Laidlaw.
Yeah, she died recently, you know.
Yeah.
She did plan to come on the conversation, never get a chance. But yeah, nice lady,
Yeah,
nice lady, yeah.
Yeah, man, Miss Laidlaw.
You remember Mrs. Donaldson, Pedro?
Mrs. Donaldson.
She used to have us, I think it was our brother that was in our class at some point. We used to call him Obadiah. I don't remember his real name.
Obadiah, yes! yes, Wayne. Boy, that's another file you just open up, partner, that I think would have never opened up. Who else I remember now? Oh God, then I remember I was in love with one teacher that I will never forget. And her name was Geneve Smith.
Oh, gee. No, you're joining the line, man.
Miss Jamaica?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mama,
Miss Geneve Smith.
You're in a line, bro.
You see, I remember her first name. My first love.
Genevieve.
Miss Geneve Smith.
I can't pronounce it. But I can't forget her right. I know word.
Yeah, man.
Miss Geneve Smith.
Yeah. Who couldn't forget her? We're not going to forget her at all.
No. Miss Headlam.
Yeah.
Oh God, and this. Anybody remember Mr. Smith?
Yeah, man.
General.
Paul was his first
name,
right?
Mr. Smith.
Speak science. Smoke like a chimney. Wear glasses.
Yeah, man. Roots, Bridge. And where the other brother that used to teach? Him used to teach POB.
Dean.
Him used to drive a blue mini minor. Wear glasses.
Dean was his name.
Dean.
What was his name again?
Mr. Dean.
Mr. Dean.
Huh?
Lord God, Wayne. You remember what we did to him to the art room?
No, man, the whole song you're talking about.
Hassan was the
Mr. Hosang. Yes.
Yeah.
Hosang.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I had an axe to grind with that man there.
I know you alone. Not you alone, Pedro.
He never like me and me never like him.
He have a long history of getting a problem. A girl beat him up one day at the school. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes, I remember that.
Knock him out of that chair.
Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah.
He have a long history, but you know what? We're not going to diss him too much at that. But he have a long history.
No. But gentlemen, do you remember at one point they had blocked Pekka from coming in on the school grounds? You remember? They must have fight him out.
Hold on now. We have the history of that. Remember that upper 6 minutes at the time, you know. And the man must say, the history behind that was the wall never built before, and Pekka, we could allow for walk outside and go buy from Pekka. When the wall built now, the man lock out Pekka. And we have said, no. We decide, if Pekka now come in, guess what we decide to do? No food now, said at the canteen.
Yep.
Yeah, remember that?
So
I remember being in class. I remember hearing the three-wheeler come through the gate
and the cheers.
when it was allowed back in there again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting in class and say, wait, a pecker that just come back in?
Yeah.
I mean, how many of us go up on a syrup run for pecker?
You know,
You're
still
broke,
run
and you don't have no money.
water run.
And him either tell you, say, all right, you want a sky juice? And him say, all right, you want a bun and color on a sky juice? Yeah, all right, go Reddy's Road, go get them syrup, pull up for me and come back. And me give you a bun and color on a sky juice.
Yeah, man.
Now, how many times each one of us made that run?
Yeah, man.
I made that run.
You can't hungry when you're a pecker, man. No care what.
No, sir.
You can't hungry at all. And we as sportsmen, they love pecker because pecker then it's late for you when you don't train and all.
Yes.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, American Conqueror. No, keep in mind, I left Jamaica in '83. I went back. What was it, more in the '90s?
Mm-hmm.
When they come down back in the '90s, I was driving through Havendale, and lo and behold, there was pecker
Up at the top of Manning's
parked
Road.
up at a gas station.
Yeah, man. I just say music park when I evening time. Manning's Road top.
Right. So me and Murray, this is when I visited him. Me and Murray come check me, and I said, Murray, no man, we could go check pecker. So we pull over. No, me not see this man in 15 years, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk up and I stand up and people in front of me buying some food. So I step up to him and I say, yeah, let me get a bun and color. You have color? Him say, yes. I said, let me get a bun and color and a sky juice. And him look at me. Maury standing right beside me. Him look at me. And me look at him. And him setting it up and him look on me again and I say, you remember me? And him say, of course. Him say, Pablo, Pedro. I said, Pedro. I say, yeah, I remember you. I said, Pecker, I'm not seeing him 15 years and you just look for me. Because every time him fix it, him turn back and him look at me.
I said, no, this man, right?
But
Yeah, man.
I don't know if you
After
know.
Pecker,
Yeah, go ahead, Pedro. Finish up, yeah.
after Pecker came back and that was allowed back on the school grounds, I have never gone to the canteen to buy food again.
Pecker is an institution, and I think Pecker
Absolutely.
recently passed, but before Pecker passed, Pecker, when him get too old for come out of schools, early in the 2000s, I don't remember, and a teacher Meadowbrook from 2000 came on and said, the school itself, arranged a send-off thing for Pecker, and I was give him like a severance package.
Wow.
I tell you, man, them treat Pecker so good. Pecker became, I've got to listen back at one of them podcasts. I don't remember which one, but a lady, because I'm the one where they become a Pecker. You see, I said to him, when Pecker come out of school, I try to get that button down. But when Pecker leave, they're on one of them podcasts, man. The lady say, the school prepare, I must have to say, a send-off gift for him and give him like an envelope with some, I look after him the right way, man. Pecker honored, man. Pecker is an honorable Meadowbrook man. What forgive me, proud.
Pecker was part of the institution.
Yeah, man. Pecker was part.
Definitely.
And this other guy, you remember Manios, Pecker and Manios.
Yeah, the one who used to blow
Yeah.
with that machine they call again. Motorgun, we used to call it. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So Murray, who are some of the people you remember and the teacher you remember coming to school? Some of your friends them and what you remember when it was coming the first?
Well, I mean, a lot of people now first one. Elliot, the big ballers. Elliot.
Not a Mark Elliot.
Andrew.
Elliot.
Elliot, yeah.
Elliot,
I remember my sister in the cool, Susan, yeah.
Yeah, man, wicked baller that,
Yeah.
People, a youth named Puny. You God, everyone.
Yeah, man, I remember.
France.
I just call him name, I remember him to write it. Yes, Puny.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man, some brainy youth, And in Brazil, France.
France passing the attack?
France passing, yeah.
Yeah, man, yeah.
And Lloyd Lee.
Yeah.
Yo.
Lloyd Lee.
When this man pulled Lloyd Lee off, that's a name I totally, completely forget.
God.
Lloyd Lee.
I mean, Lloyd Lee. You have people like Charlie Bop, you know, Akka.
Mm.
I don't hear nobody talk about the great Mitchie.
Oh, Mitchell.
Mitchie.
Yo.
Mitchie.
Anthony Mitchell. I said
Mitchie.
name.
Yes, not me, Mitchie.
He's not named Mitchell.
Not
Yo.
Mitchie.
Reach out to Mitchell. We try to get Mitchell to come on now. Yeah,
Hey, Mitchie, man.
Mitchell. Yeah.
Mitchie. Hey, Mitchie was a legend, you know, in the morning.
Oh, you mean not me, Mitchie?
Yo, come on, when the Mitchie if you laugh, man, laugh after it. You laugh after it.
Yeah.
And I guess and what I saw and you know too, all some Manning Cup teams, you know, we had some good Manning Cup teams had. But yeah, it's back to that, you know, man like Mitchie, Goosey.
You remember Pee Wee?
You
We used to power with Mitchie.
Oh, you mean?
Pee Wee and Beanie.
Yeah.
The two Beanie. You had two, well, you had one at sixth form and Beanie play football.
Yeah.
Link, remember Link and one, yeah. Yeah, man. And but you know, I remember the football thing. No, because I remember the football design come there. You had a youth named Bunny.
Bonnie.
Bonnie Morrison attack.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Bonnie and English and them.
Eva is in town. Yes. Yeah.
And Eva. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We had some good ballers them days, you know, big man. You know what I mean? Yeah. I remember.
Your brother was on that team too, right?
Oh, me? Yeah, man. Yeah, Patrick upon that team. Yeah,
man. The Doctor Prince.
Yeah.
The Doctor. Yeah, man. No, that's a role model right there. But you don't want, I don't hear nobody talking about, though, one of the teachers there. Who nobody not talk about Mr. Here? Who nobody talk about?
Mr. Here. Mr. Here.
Mr. Here.
Dread. The Dread.
He was the Colts. He was the Tracks.
He was everything.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. The Dread.
Even netball.
Yeah, Dread. That's what we used to call him, Dread.
Red Dread. Yeah, man. That's what we call him.
I never forget. You know what I mean? These are the days. You know, these are the things. You know, the first time competition. And
so what's some of the classmates that we meet, Maury? Where you remember?
My classmates.
Yeah.
My classmates. Well, you know the Pedro and you know and Wayne and of course Philip Reed, Leon Gross, Henry Mead.
Henry Mead.
Henry Mead.
Henry Mead and telling me, you know what I mean? You know, I can remember also some nice girls like Michelle Howell.
Yep.
You know, Michelle Young. Yeah. You know. Yeah, the what was it? The cousin and this Barbara. There's this Barbara.
Grant.
Grant. And she had a sister.
She had a sister, yes.
And a cousin. Sharon Rose. Is her cousin? Sharon Rose?
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah.
They were cousins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And this, and we had some real bright guys coming up, eh? There's this Chinese guy. He did nothing, but he was just I remember we were talking about this guy corrected a teacher in math in class.
Mr. Gooden.
Yes, I mean, he corrected Mr. Gooden. Eh?
Yeah, I know the Chinese you're talking about.
I'm going to tell you the name right now.
Come on, you know, these.
You see, man, just book yourself all over him, man. Exactly.
Oh, no, man. It was just natural for the man, you know, and you know, it shows you, and I mean, whilst having, you know,
Albert Chung.
Albert Chung. And you talk about that. What about Albert here? Greg Chico? What's Chico's name? Greg Blake Grove.
Harold Blake Grove.
You understand?
Harold Blake Grove.
Yeah.
Hey, when
that started, no, the evening should have started. Meet people like you, named Norris. What? Norris? What's his name again?
Patterson.
Norris and Chris used to move a lot.
So
girls team. Norris and is Norris Patterson?
Patterson. Yeah, there's a kid named Norris Patterson.
And Christopher Martin. Is Christopher Martin?
Yeah.
Is Martin in him?
Yeah.
Chris Martin.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris Martin. Right. Him, Chris Norris and Chris is that part together. Really, you know, and, with Maureen, that girl Maureen and time, I mean, we had a
Orange
lot of,
Spence.
yeah, you know.
Okay, it's a different
Well,
Norris you're talking about. You're talking about Norris who used to like a disco Norris, that guy there. Not the younger guy who used to
Pretty
run,
boy
right?
Norris. Yeah, yeah. I mean, pretty boy Norris, man. I'm on Chris
Yeah.
is there. From a sense of part, Chris is definitely not a sporting arena we're
Yeah,
talking
that's
about.
what we
I mean,
realized. So it wasn't Patterson. That was a different Norris.
no, a different Norris.
But,
Right,
but,
right.
but
So,
by the way,
you know,
anyone who can't take that question,
and the
yeah, go ahead,
teachers,
Morris. Sorry.
yeah, but the teachers, I don't
The
go like
teacher them, yeah.
Miss Barbara, you know, was one of
Miss
them that
Barber, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
Miss
you know,
Barbara.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You have a stand up when you say her name there, you know what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And you know,
She
we
have,
had
yeah, go ahead,
and
Morris.
even that the Spanish teacher again, Miss Nelson. You said Miss Nelson,
Miss
her name?
Nelson,
Yeah,
yes.
Mrs. Nelson,
Miss
yeah,
You know
yeah.
why
Nelson.
Miss Nelson stood out for me? I'll never forget, you know. Miss Nelson gave a test, you know. A Spanish test, you know. And Philip, you know. Philip did the test, and Philip finished. And she said to Philip, "What is that? You finished already?" He said, "Yes, miss." He said, "You take the book and go up." She said, read what you have there now." She's naming the dog, all the animals in well, 5 animals in Spanish. Philip has la dog, la cat, la pig, la Miss Nelson, Miss Gooden, you know, and of course Miss Smith. And in first form there was this math teacher who had a foreign accent. I can't recall her, I don't recall her full name, but she was doing math. And there was this, she had a, you know, nice foreign accent, and she a little bit of, you know, reddish hair, like I can't remember her name, but you know, these are some of the people that stood out, you know.
You remember Murray and
Yeah.
Pedro? You guys remember Don Gray?
Yes. Fat Dan Gray.
Don Gray.
That was a
Don
teacher.
Gray.
She gave a lot of these guys.
You mean Don Gray? Of course.
Wayne.
The accounts
Wayne.
teacher.
Eh?
Hey, Wayne should do
Yeah.
accounts.
I think it was it accounts or biology?
Accounts, man.
It was accounts.
Nice shape little ass there, and you know, and just yeah,
Yes.
man.
Wayne.
Yeah. But she came into the third form or something like that when we were there.
I think
Those are the days.
Yeah, go ahead,
we
Peter.
came and we had a Mr. Scott there as well.
Mr. Scott. I think I remember that name.
Scotty, you remember Scotty, man? He used to
Scotty,
play
yes, Scotty.
yeah.
But by the way, when I started Meadowbrook, when I was on the first shift, the morning shift or the evening shift?
Morning.
Morning shift. Okay.
The shift change, I think, in third farm.
Third farm, yeah.
Meaning what? I got
The
2
shift
years at the
change.
morning, or them just cut out the shift after third farm?
Yeah,
No,
after third farm,
they-
then put us in evening shift.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
got 2 year at a morning shift. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Una Norman started with the same year?
Yes,
Norman
man.
Nar?
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I was listening to the podcast with Norman, and Norman brought up a caning that he got from Mr. Thorpe. I'm going to, I hope he's listening, but I'm going to further that story.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Yes. So, if everybody remember when you used to walk down that hallway, like you're going past Mr. Thorpe's office.
Yeah, man.
So everybody used to keep quiet walking past that office. You don't want to talk loud or boisterous.
You can't run either. You can't run. You can't
No,
run.
yeah, you had to be.
Right.
Right.
The decorum had to be like A1.
And if you had one epaulet on, Pedro, if you had one epaulet on, make sure it's on the side where he can see it.
Yes.
All right. Remember, don't forget these things. All right.
No. So anyway, let me further that story. So I remember when Norman got that caning, right? And Norman walk out of the caning, and there's a bunch of us standing up there. Because I think in that during that time we were in that 4-story building. Our 3-story building right there.
Block. Yeah.
Right, the 3-story building, right. So we used to hang out right there on the first floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we could listen, you could hear whoever get caning you could count the strokes, because you could hear him, whoever getting cane, you could hear the strokes.
Yeah.
Yep. And the window them lock up. So whenever you see the window them lock up, somebody I get it.
Yeah.
And anyway, you hear whoever gets struck, because I didn't know who was getting the strokes. And anyway, we out there all the way, posting up and wanting to figure out who get the caning. We're going to say, because the person have to leave.
So you're in the office at the time, Pedro? You're in the office. Are we at yours?
No, man, we're outside.
Oh, you're outside. Okay, I got you.
Yes,
Yeah.
man, we're outside. Cause we can't, if the window them lock up, you know somebody will get caning. Him never leave the window them open. Him lock the window them. So anyway, we see the window them lock. So everybody run under the window. And you can hear the strokes them, right? So when the strokes them stop, now you hear the window crack like him about to open. Everybody run from underneath the window. So we stand up now, say, boy, we could see who just get caning. And a Norman that we see a walk come out. He said, and Norman realized that the whole of we hear the caning. And Norman at that moment said, quite in a bravado moment, not thinking where he was. Like, that's soft.
No, hold on, in a typical Norman way, because that's Norman, yes, yeah.
Mama, come out and see we now and big up your man and say that's soft. Unbeknownst to him, Mr. Saab heard him. So Mr. Saab, while opening the window, and Norman said that, Mr. Saab said, excuse me, Mr. Nar, could you please come back here? The window them close again. And he hear must say another 3 strokes. And this man walk out, eyes red, full of water, with rage. And Norman say, any man laugh after me and him in it here. Any man laugh after me right now. And the whole way I chuckle,
Yeah.
Hey, Jelly, Norman, do my thing as prefect, We're over by where I think it was about lunchtime. Meadowbrook Prep School is Sola non grata.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah.
So beat the fence right, bro, over by the thing that block the what them called upstairs again? Used to be the
near the church.
Wow. The side, no man, that little fence, man, right beside.
It was right behind the canteen.
No, what's the block? All right, when you go, like, you go in the back of the auditorium and you go upstairs to not to one of the.
Oh yeah, that's what Mr. Top office before them. You know, the Bursa office here, man.
The Bursa office. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
And the fence right here, so. Bob supply the fence. We don't know if the Norman them do it. Go over there and get a party and raise the bell and come with us. And Norman do it. Norman do it.
So hold on, what time what farm you know them time, Maury? What farm you know?
Well, it had to be about third farm.
Third farm.
It was Spanner.
Third farm.
So what I mean now, so now I prefect from the time that one man on the
farm. No, fourth or fifth. Which one? When was Norman prefect?
I think third farm, Third or fourth farm, yeah.
No, man, he wouldn't be prefect.
That's so much I get the date right, Wayne. It wouldn't be a fourth or fifth farm, man. It wouldn't be prefect.
Okay, so fourth farm then.
A fourth farm, man. Because first thing, third farm wouldn't be so bright for jump on the pen and wait. So fourth farm.
Fourth or fifth farm.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. And it was Spanner. Fourth or fifth, man. The man. I'm gonna say, what's up, boy? Yeah, man. We know, yeah, man. You know we go already.
So that's what we
and the man, Spanner that's a call up in an office, brother. You say you know that you're not supposed to kill them. I say, how are it? And then,
Yep.
Some low liquor get from the cane and everything.
Yeah, man, I was part of that roundup.
So what did the cane them down there? Spanner did the cane. Okay.
Yeah, but Spanner used to give it us in our hand.
Oh, I got you.
Hey, Pedro, you have a memory and a half, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man.
That's true.
Top used to give it to us on the seat.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Top, when I tell you to bend over until they say I forget it.
Yes.
Can we get? Yeah, man. That's it. If I drop him, I say bend over, Mr. Prince, and drop him nose and say, yeah.
Yes, Billy. And he will tell you, say, this is going to hurt me more than you. And he sing, and he pick up the cane. And that man I was telling Murray, say, I don't remember if Murray will get Keenan from top, but when top dropped the first lick in a brethren, every stroke hit the same spot.
Yeah, man. Yes, Pedro. Top
The
and a
man
gift
don't
there.
miss, you know.
Top no exactly. I look at the same spot every time, man. Every time. Have a gift
If
there,
it's
man.
5 strokes you get, all 5
place.
strokes hitting you on the same spot.
Same spot.
You'd have to get a few. That's why you know all of these things. You know?
Yeah, man, they never get my fair share, man. I was the black sheep in a brethren. When I tell you, because of my sister, I used to get chastised by staff, you know, by who used to know. Especially, I remember one time Miss Headlam looked at me and she said to me, "You're a disgrace. Your sister, if your sister was the student, and you'd think you'd pick up from where your sister left off, and look at you. You're a disgrace.
So
Look at you. You're always in. I remember one time I was a farm captain. I'm gonna get detention. I'm a walk, going to the detention. It was upstairs. I'm gonna sit on the detention and forget that I had on the farm captain pin. And the teacher, I don't remember who had watched over us that day. That had to sit with us. Look at me, and she said to me, "Pedro Wright, aren't you ashamed that?" He said, "Take off that pin right now. Look at you. You're a disgrace. Take it off. I can't believe you'd walk in here with that farm captain pin. If it were up to me, I'd have it removed."
yeah.
I'm gonna just take it off quietly and put it in my pocket.
Yeah. So how come you always get him to trouble Pedro? You think they'll pick by you?
Oh my God.
Or you just decide to rebel?
Listen. No, when were we in the, what farm were we in on the 3-story block? We're evening shift them time there.
We would have been in third farm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You remember before every school, Miss Headlam used to walk around with a book. And she stop at every farm and call out the names of the people that had detention that evening.
Yes.
It was so bad for me that every evening, I remember one particular evening, Miss Headlam walk around and I hear her from the next class coming in. So I said, "Oh boy, Miss Headlam, I come for read off who get detention."
Mm-hmm.
And while I was in class, and I heard her finish, and she's walking over to the class, and she's standing up now, coming to the page for that particular farm, my farm. I just got up and started packing my bag, because I knew I on that list. So I started packing the bag and thing, and the teacher, I forget who was teaching me at the time, look at me and asked me, "Class is not over, why are you packing your bag?" And I said, "Well, Miss Headlam, I'm coming. I know I'm on the detention list." So she comes, she read off the name them. And to my surprise, my name was not it. So I just sit down back. Miss Headlam just come back around and look at me. "Mr. Wright, what you doing?" I said, "I'm sitting up." "No, oh, no. What, you think I was going to... You were already packed. I wasn't going to call your name. Let's go." Jelly, to answer your question, it was either for uniform. I wasn't supposed to be wearing white socks when I was wearing white socks.
Yeah, that was one.
I was missing my epaulets.
Yeah.
Mainly it was either related to either came in late or it was something to do with my uniform, because I remember one particular year, this was second farm, and we're on the bus coming in to school, and Teresa happened to be, me and her walk on the bus. No, she was at the bus before me, the bus station, and when the bus was packing up, she was ahead of the bus and I came in at the back. And we pulled up, I think it was a 33 bus.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody filing off now to walk into school, to the auditorium. And my sister, remember now, she's head girl, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I got off the bus. I think I was in the front and I got off and she got off in the back and she said me, "No, keep in mind, I wouldn't consider myself a bad boy, but I would consider myself back then a little road boy. So back then now, I would put my blue socks over my white socks. And as soon as I walk out my house and I go up the block, I sit down, take off my blue socks to show my white socks. And Or either I would take off my black shoes and put on my track shoes, and you weren't supposed to wear track shoes either. And I had this bright red orange rag. No, this bright orange rag I used to put in my back pocket. So now, me already do all this. Me have the bright orange rag in my back pocket. Me have my white socks. I think my epaulets fall over. And I coming off the bus. And my sister come behind me. And Teresa said, Pedro, take out that damn rag out of your pocket and put on your blue blue socks. I'm going to turn to her. I'm saying, nah, do that. And I remember me and Teresa running. She chasing me, you know. Off the bus, she chasing me into the gate to catch me, to take away the orange rag and rough me up. And then I put on my socks over my white socks.
Yeah.
It's the second farm.
Yeah, it must have been a challenge, Pedro. It must have been it's like you answer a statement that you are not your sister.
I am going against the grain.
Yeah.
Well, Pedro, you used to I remember you got a detention for pretty much any kind of arms house go on, you know.
Yes.
It's like anything happening with the group, you're involved.
Yes.
No matter
And it's
what.
always me get catch. Always. I tell you, it was so bad that every evening the woman used to walk around. She used to come and said, Pedro Wright, detention.
So let me ask you something, Pedro. So your old man and old lady said to you when them said to you when you go home.
Yes, you know that that was the beauty. No, my mom at point used to work in the States. So at about Teresa left in 79, Teresa went to the States to start go college. And she lived in the States. My mom lived in the States. And my mom used to come back. She used to live in Jamaica, you know, but she used to go away for 6-7 months, work, come back for a couple of weeks and go back, you know?
I got you, yeah.
So it was me, my brother, and my old man.
Your brother come to Meadowbrook though?
No, my brother used to go, KC.
Oh, no, him never, and was older or younger than you?
Younger than me.
Okay. So him never have a curse, him have a sister.
No, he was good to go.
Yeah,
he was good to go.
Yeah.
So it got to the point now, Virgin, let me tell you something. You saw when it come to getting your report card and you have to take it, go home. When me tell you something, you said, doctor, my report card, you know. When me tell you something, you said, doctor, it, you know. Tell my father asked why the report looks some. I used to tell him, say, boy, I remember it used to just come like that. You never come in an envelope.
No, they might trust if you carry it, go give them man. Yes, yeah.
Right. So my father, and at some point it started when them used to mail it to you know.
Yeah.
That's not
It used to get on a white piece of paper.
Yeah. After I envelope come to school, the address on it and them yes.
Right. And they mail it. So when me used to do every day the mailman used to come, I make sure so me get to the mailbox before the old man or anybody else. So I get my report card now, I say, boy, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna change this? And block out this whole heap of detention and all them things. How am I gonna do it? So I sit down and I'm kind of come up with a plan where I'm going to get water all over the paper and say it was raining. So the ink start drip and all them things there, you know what I mean? So I doctor it a little bit. There's certain things I couldn't doctor, but I could turn probably a B to a D to a B or something like that.
You could
But there's so much I could doctor. Or my old man just never get it because my old man was an engineer, so he was always traveling. I remember one morning one of my neighbors them drive me in and spanner run come to the car, and it was my neighbor that Steve at the time, Steve Hendricks.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then father dropped me off and spanner run come the car. Mr. Wright. So she see me come into the car and thinking it's my father, and I just said, no, that's not my father. Oh, because I haven't seen your father now in 3 parent-teachers meeting, I haven't seen your father. I want to see him because evidently he doesn't know what's going on with you. My old man come to me and him look for me and him said, like, Pedro, how comes there's no parents-teachers meeting? How comes I don't get no letter for a parents-teachers meeting? Them time I'm in about 4th farm now.
Yeah.
How comes I not getting any pay? I said, well, I don't know. I haven't gotten any. He said, yeah, sure?
Yeah.
I said, yeah. You know, I mean, my goose cook if he was planning on driving up there. But
By the
yeah,
time and in a food from them, you see, don't know exactly what food if you buy them thing there.
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was versed in the game now. Versed in the game.
Yeah. So Maury, were you as skillful as Pedro in this?
Well, listen, I am listening to Pedro and listen to Nam, and I realized that I was not the only one doing some doctoring as well. So yeah, man, I had to doctor 1 and 2, but you couldn't, what you could not do is get rid of the comment. So when the scores don't match the comments, they start, it's but then why, you have B, and then the comments down is like, Maurice needs to do well and concentrate and rah.
Yes.
So why is that? Yeah. So it just wasn't my. So,
you can do better. That was a favorite comment.
Yeah.
Can do better. Yeah.
Yeah, So
Must apply himself.
Yeah. So a lot of queries like that. So yeah, we both adopted that sort of skill. But yeah. My days would have been. My favorite teacher, I should say, was Miss Laidlaw. She was a gem.
Yes.
She would I found that she would take the time, and she would just all know what you would want from a teacher. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Maurice, you're not the only one I've said that. Mrs. Laidlaw. I just say she epitomized what a teacher should be. It's like. Nobody would have want anybody try disrupt Miss Laidlaw class. You're gonna defend her first, cause she had so much respect for we as students. It was like no other teacher had the respect when Mrs. Laidlaw had for we. What she make us feel as human being. You're right about that, Maury. You're right about that, man. It is, and she teach.
And it was just
go ahead.
It was just care. It was just care, not jelly.
Yeah, it was. It was. It was. It was scared. In a sense, it was a mother the thing where we're more than your mother. Because your mother was strict by and with it, but she was your mother. And not so she wasn't strict, But you see, when she teach you want to do her work,
Yes.
She was nurturing.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
She was
nurturing.
She was the type of teacher that hope you get in every classroom, man. You're right about that. You're right.
Right.
Yeah, man.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Just stand out that way, man. You're so right about that, Maury.
No, that's right.
But
yeah,
go ahead. Before me ask another question, go ahead.
No, the saying I had her in literature from second, third form.
Yeah.
And I had her up until CXC.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So
Yeah, man. You want to do it?
But
go ahead.
Yeah, there was those. That was one of the standout teachers for me.
Yeah.
Mainly. The whole when we touch down on the academic side of things, I do think that where I realized that Meadowbrook, I wasn't surprised that after leaving there, at one point we were on a trajectory of being one of the best schools.
We were.
I mean?
Yeah, United
we
Nations
were.
announced that
Yes.
a little after I
Yeah.
leave. Yes, in
Yeah.
94 they came out with a report, a study that done that. The Meadowbrook, yeah. In terms of where a man start, a Meadowbrook, a man or a woman, it end up Meadowbrook was the number one in terms of the grade level where you start, or the learning level where you start. The improvement was at no other school had the improvement of Meadowbrook had. We're not talking about top school in terms, but on average overall, Meadowbrook student I showed the greatest sign of improvement. So we're doing something special at the school at the time, man.
Yeah, man, we're doing something special.
Academic...
We're doing a lot of things, and even sports. A lot of people, I don't think, how many people knew that we won basketball competition, modern furnishing.
Yeah, enough people know that.
Virtual teams.
It was division 2. Yeah. I try to get some of the basketball man to come on, but I don't get to them yet. But I remember that.
I remember a youth like Desmond Day.
Yeah, man.
Remember that?
With him afro.
Yes.
Yeah, Desmond Day.
Another.
Alton Crawford, the paper on that.
Alton. That's what I'm trying to remember.
Alton Crawford.
Alton Ire.
Yeah. We had some, even the whole sporting arena was just was just awesome. And the netball, brethren.
Yep.
The netball with the Maxine Monroes and the what the captain, this guy, Broderick girl. Broderick used to have a girl that played.
Janet?
I used to play
Janet Strodick
netball.
attack. Janet Strodick was her name. I know exactly.
Courtney, no.
The brother, Courtney, yeah. Courtney, yeah.
When used to run track.
Yeah, Courtney used to run track. Yeah.
But he had a girl that played.
Oh, Sharon Robinson attack. Sharon Robinson.
Yo, Jelly, yeah, general.
By the way, you know, her daughter run 400 meter for America. Sandy Richards, a Sharon daughter. 400 meter Olympic champion, you know, Sandy Richards.
Sanya
Richards.
Right?
Thank you, Wayne.
Hold on. Come again. Is Sharon's daughter?
Yes, yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow.
You never know that.
Yeah. No, I never know that.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That was not a beauty queen right there too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hold on. You know, so me I talk to a girl the other day now, she thinks the man them come watch the netball. I think so the sports them I watch. Not
think so, man. Oh, class, Reggie. You know, he was, you know.
Yeah, man. The girls them on the netball court, man. When they make a spin and all them things, I say, wow, yes.
There was at one point, you know, where you had the Manning Cup team the versus the netball team. You remember that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, every now and then the match would play. Yeah. On the netball court. Yeah.
Yeah, them play the netball girl, the Manning Cup team.
Mm-hmm. But since you're not talking about sport, I'm asking you something, because when you come to Meadowbrook wasn't known as a sports team, you know, and when we started to win, when we were in the middle of the time when Meadowbrook started winning a Wolipa trophy, right? When we won the first time in 1982, and then we win again in 84, and you take that one your first, Pedro, how it make you feel when Meadowbrook started winning the Wolipa trophy there? What difference it made to winning in their life? That Meadowbrook name start call up as a big time sports team.
Ah, boy. Perfect. This is one of my most treasured memories of why I bled green and blue. I remember during Manning Cup, and I think this was third form, when we had a team back then. We had a Manning Cup team that deserved respect from the little green and blue.
With Johnny Pecker.
Yes. And we had a Saturday game, and we're playing against Camperdown, and Camperdown they win that year. Camperdown had the big side. And we had a Saturday game. And at the time, we had won a few games. I mean, our beating six used to be like Charlie Chaplin, St. Catherine, used to get our 5 and 6 from up on them thing. The goal against, I think at one point, we had the highest goal against in our division.
Yeah, man, we have a tough team.
Yeah, man. And there was a year that we had to play Camperdown, and it was when we used to get the little ticket them.
Yeah, man.
And we had to go to nationals.
We can't go sit
Right,
on that. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Righteous. So it was a Saturday game, and everybody showed up. So I came to the game, and we're playing Camperdown. To be honest, we didn't expect to win, but we said, you know what? We're coming to cheer on with team. And I remember I found the Meadowbrook section and I chill out and the game start. And within the first 3 minutes, we score against Camperdown. Now, keep in mind, this school was the reigning powerhouse that year that destroyed all teams, right? And
Jelly, the other man, Blake.
Errol Blake.
Yeah, man, Errol Blake, man. Them time there.
And Thomas McLean, yes.
Yes, and Thomas McLean.
Yeah, man.
That brother that brother was known that he can throw a ball from half line, go straight down at the goal.
Yeah. Long throw, man, that man. Yeah.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. So that year, that game, we had scored the first goal. We had gotten our butts given to us. I think that at the end of the game, I think we get 4-1 or 5-1, something like that. So, one would look at me, but why would you be proud of that day? Because you only get 5-1. I said, reason being, that day I didn't see the glass half empty. I saw it half full, because we were the only high school to ever score against Camperdown.
Mm-hmm.
And we did it in the first 3 minutes. Yes, we lost the game. But the fact that we owned and we were the only high school to score against Camperdown that year, the only one.
Yeah, yeah.
That
All
was
right.
that was a memory for me. It was a Saturday game. And another game
Yeah, man.
when we played against KC and we beat them.
Yeah, man.
And I remember you remember the KC youth that used to wear the white epaulet them.
Yeah. It's for shift. One
Yeah,
shift
yeah,
was
yeah,
per
yeah,
shift.
yeah.
One
The time
shift,
when I
yes.
remember, yes, I'm have them time about to differentiate the shift, yes. I just talk about
Right.
that, Pedro. You bring up memories I know to write it. Yes, yes,
Yes.
Mm.
And I was watching the game and we beat KC 1-0 that day. And KC was riding high.
Yeah, man. The first time I
And
ever
we
beat
then,
KC, man. That was a
yes,
yeah.
and we beat KC. And I never forget, I remember the KC youth them that was sitting below us.
Much repeat
Rip
them
off
again.
them epaulet. Rip it off in disgust. That the green and blue do that to them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember my brother was there at the game because he was going KC at the time. And my brother, they sit near us. Him and him friend them, him and him KC friend them. And we beat them 1-0 that year.
Yes.
Man, let me tell you.
1-0.
1-0.
Yeah,
And
man,
you know, 1-0 is the hottest beating.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know, I
Yeah, man.
remember that day. You know, I remember that day. It's just the headlines. Well, it wasn't headline, it was the back of the paper them time the sports come up. I just remember that 1-0 and Meadowbrook win 1-0. That was the big and bold black thing there. I mean, I tell you, the team, I Pedro concur with Pedro there. That was an epic ball game, brother.
We had a good team.
Johnny Pecker, the Gobbler, Douglas.
No, man, Gobbler wasn't there.
Gobbler
them time,
never
man.
started yet.
No,
No.
Gobbler. What do you name? Douglas
Laugh, man. Ferdinand Bent.
Biggie.
Ferdinand Bent.
Yeah, man.
English.
English, yeah, yeah.
English. See? You
Alfred
understand me?
Hitchcock. Them man there.
Hitchcock. When name Jimmy.
Jim Wright.
Jim
Wright.
Jim Wright. Bow-legged Jim Wright.
Magic
understand me?
Head was on the team as well.
Who that with?
Hey, you remember Magic Head?
Magic Head. Howard Carr. Yeah.
Magic Head.
Yeah. Magic Head.
Howard Carr, yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I will stop right there. So what you say? And what Easington was on the side too? Ever, yeah. All right, so me tell you, say. Although my football days never really come to the fold at Meadowbrook. You know, so me and them man end up at thing there. At Grace Kennedy, business house.
Yeah, really, yeah. I play together.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Big. I mean, that's some. And I mean, it was a ever they even know say on them time. I used to love how ever control a defense. I never saw a defender.
The man that was serious across them days, man.
Virgin. I don't see defenders. Ball come down. Then those are days the man is ever dead. If there's a kill ball in a center, dead. And a push ball. That is what ever do. You understand me?
Yeah.
We don't even talk about Magic Head. Because when a man get the name like that, you know, it's not a normal thing. Because Magic Head, so, you know, Magic Head is not normal, man. I mean, remember Magic Head, Harborview, and I mean, and let me tell you, man. The man, you know, we had a great team. A whole thing about Meadowbrook. Jay, just to segue a little bit. You know, we I can say our brethren, me, Pedro, the Massive, and Ray, and I all going through school. You know, you'd find that we were there and we were having fun.
Yeah, man.
And and I mean, we could say when a bad boy, where the girls want, and we'll get into and we know what we want in school, what we want to get out from school, and what we're doing there. But you find that when you look at a school era now, when you think about they're not even having fun, and you talk about bad man. I mean, or as far as our bad man thing goes, Akka. And when we think of Akka, me say girls are going to Akka and say Akka defending man at try trouble. Akka was a defender.
Yeah.
Was a man where we beat up man, I look for man, I come school with gun and run out. We didn't have them thing there.
No.
We never had them sort of thing there, King.
Right.
You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. See this whole paradigm shift of our school, how things happen in school now. This is why it's more like it's almost like the parenting aspect of old what you regard us now as what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? No, the whole for us now to take on
Whole
like,
generation you attack.
No, I'm talking us now to actually take on like you see you have some youths now. You see the youths nowadays, Virgin. All they need now is some motivation.
Mentoring the word I look for.
Mentoring is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You understand me? I just see that as one of the things right now that can push them. Because guess what? It's just hard for them not getting it as on the parental side. Because that's where everything fall down, It was a society, as a country. That's where it really fall down. So it's the mentoring part of it, friend. The more you can do that now with the youths, them, especially in the schools, is the best. I just think it's one of the avenues to get especially the male back interested in academia, in having fun and getting rid of this scourge. This scourge.
Yes.
So my whole school, I don't know about a gun thing too much of manner, I'm a no bad man them thing. I mean, it was just politics when you talk about gun and bad. No school. You never you find a man with a 1-9 face, but another one. Papi show thing. But not about nobody. You know what I mean?
No man now come on Meadowbrook campus and do that. But you see, it's important. You mentioned something then, Amori. I'm going to ask you a question eventually, but you bring it up. I'm going to ask it now. I'm going to ask it but you talk about the mentoring thing, and it's like, in a way, I see how the Franklin asked me to ask a question, and like you must say, what you think can be done for motivate Meadowbrook's alum for one to give back to the school? My idea concern with what you say, but more asking the question first. If you get some feedback, because a mentoring thing, but you take that one the first, Pedro. What do you think can be done to get all students for one to give back to Meadowbrook?
I think first of all, in order to get the old students to be proactive as far as giving back to Meadowbrook, it would have to be information, kind of get some kind of database with all the old students, and this database like sends out a letter and basically telling us, keeping us up to date about what's going on with the school. And it's something that we all can, I don't know, it could be a website, it whatever the case may be, but something where we could all stay informed of what exactly is going on with the school. So, whoever have it to say, okay, let's collectively get together and see if we can create something to uplift this part of the either regarding the school curriculum or donating computers, books, whatever the case may be. But I think for all of us, we just need at some point to be constantly like a newsletter or something like that. And you create a database where you keep all students.
That's an excellent point, Pedro. Yeah, it's like that don't exist at all now. A man knows if a man who are going to Meadowbrook, you might get that every month in an email inbox, or you might get that information there. So,
and nowadays you can create a website. Everybody either you can log on, whatever the case may be, an app or something like that, and it sends updates what's going on with the school.
It's a constant thing.
And I think at that point, if who have it and who is in a position to to donate towards the school and so forth, and we all get together collectively, like I said, and we do what we need to do.
That's an excellent idea. Maury, what your take on a question there? Cause I have something to say about what you said, but more I hear your take on a question there.
What's that?
The question about what you think what can be done to get Meadowbrook alum for one to give back to the school.
I too think that what I'd concur with what Pedro was saying. I just I is look at where today's day and age. We should just have one a little app,
Yeah.
even an app.
Yeah, the,
You know
te-
what I
the
mean?
technology
Yeah, man,
available. I will not.
technology, yeah.
Yes, man.
I will not. It's
Yeah.
not.
And I mean, and to be
Get a
fair,
web
Jerry, I
designer.
mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, myself and Pedro, we just out of touch because we ain't probably listen to what I'm gonna talk about. We don't easy have easy
No,
access
no,
to everything and stuff. So me
no,
know,
no.
you
Hold
know.
on, hold on. Please,
No, you know.
no, worry,
Me
no
know.
worry.
Me not steal him. Me not steal him, and Johnny.
No, hold on,
Now.
no, Pedro. But me address that, Murray and Pedro. I'm not feeling away because I have addressed it myself.
Yeah.
And we're not taking away. But I have said to people, say, since we started the podcast a little over a year ago, before that,
Yeah.
how me describe myself, I was in witness protection. Nobody now hear from me or know from me none at all.
Yes,
So, me understand where I say, and say, boy, it's like Meadowbrook never exists to me. And Meadowbrook not only for me, just like all I went for the program. Here. So, me understand, but not before the time, but me going to give Wayne the props because Wayne do the heavy lifting.
Hey, Jelly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on. But I didn't discuss that this morning. You know, we didn't what a 3-way or 4-way this morning. Me, Pedro, Pablo, and Michael Lynch.
Yeah.
Right?
Mikey Lynch is
Michael
the
Lynch,
CBS
yeah.
and the CNN and MSNBC and Meadowbrook. You hear me, I tell you?
Well, me need to get
Yeah,
him
man.
on. And of course, send me in my after this, but me get him on. I need to get him on.
Yeah,
Mikey
man.
Lynch
But-
is the glue.
No, we need a man to come on, but continue more. What I say? Before I tell you my point.
Yeah. So here we are talking now, and the man tell Pablo, say, Pablo, we have this youth Musheta man, some beanie, a link up on Miami, and we're coming to go link up on some beer, and you know, it's like a crew, like a energy of one, some like a man will link up on me and say, and Pedro, you know, get in on the link, man, you know what I mean? And you know, I say, but you see, you know, nobody there. And then them start talking about another link up a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's not.
We barrage a Meadowbrook man, and I say, but this big man, I mean, all the man have to say the thing. I mean, if it's here, we can go. If we give enough time, I mean,
Yeah,
nothing wrong.
It's not.
If we can do a little one ticket, now go to run come up and meet with friends and someone would, you know what I mean? It's not, you know.
It's not coordinated.
It's just this thing.
It's not coordinated.
Yes.
I'm saying at this day and age, we all the way attack now from different areas of the world. Right?
Yeah.
You there Jamaica,
Yeah.
Murray, I think Pedro there South Florida, me there in Central Florida, we in there Canada. And all the way attack online like on nothing. So the technology available in where we can link up with each other, you know, but it just don't exist here now. I'm saying the coordinated effort we are talking about, Murray and Pedro, and that's an excellent idea. That need to start happen. And in a sense, you know, by them conversation we have are just a start. Because not before the time. But this is my big idea, right? I'm going to talk about it with Wayne before, because I said when I've been and when I talk about it a while ago, Murray, the mentoring thing, this is my idea, you know. Me want set up a system, an app where a man can go on and register. And if he want go back to the school, not go back, me want encourage him to go back to the school. And even if him there foreign, him go down for a week, I must send him money to give him brethren. And say, no, I'm going to send you $20, $30, or $100, whatever I can afford.
Yeah.
But your job is to make sure, half of the money I send go give you, to find a student at Meadowbrook with the coordination of the school, you know, we are going to carry go lunch today. Now pick another day no more. Because sit down with him at the lunch and say, you eat a food with him, a 2-party. Well, if you go down, you can't do it. If you send it to one to your friend, and you just talk to the student and find out what I want. That's how the mentoring thing I go work, Murray. We go down randomly, you know, and you just go talk to a student we don't know before, and you just get a story. I mean, I say, even that stage where you can't just tape the conversation, you can't edit out the person name, and just we'll post it and say, boy, this is a story from Meadowbrook student, you know. And trust me, in no time, you're going to find out, say, the student at Meadowbrook, I say, yeah, man, the past student, them care, and the vibe of Meadowbrook are going to change. I don't like that. I'm talking to somebody over there, and them start with a test level where the mentoring thing, they start on a test level. So hopefully, this can come at it. Yeah, go ahead, Murray.
Jelly. Do you think it's by accident that Casey, the George, the Calabar, and the youths, them, you think them just come there with that sort of energy?
No. It's a systematic thing, man.
Thank you.
They have kind of cult-like approach to this whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
but guess what?
Yeah.
No, we can't
Yeah.
do hard for ourselves, you know, because guess what? You know why I say we can't do hard for ourselves? Meadowbrook, most of the people, you know, Meadowbrook started in 1958, you know. And most of the people must start going Meadowbrook still around. A lot of them just reach, they're probably 10 years older than me, 20 years the most older than me, right?
Mm.
And me I say, them just reach a age, they must start think about them things when they want to build back. So hopefully we can reach out to them, you know. It's like, me I say, reach at what I see now in Meadowbrook, we can actually start build a legacy with them school they build. Because them school they start long before we. Them never reach it overnight, you know. And me I say, we's a young school. And fortunately for we go to school, the thing about it, you know, when we go to school, Meadowbrook, you know, Meadowbrook wasn't 20-year-old, you know. You may say to you, Meadowbrook got 65 this year now. No. When we saw Meadowbrook in 1974, Meadowbrook was 16-year-old if you want. Meadowbrook a teenager. It says it's a brand new school, you could have called it. So when you come at a school and the school just a blossom and a flourish, you know. You see me I said to you? So we graduate now after 40 years most away, right? 40 years, 30, 40 years most away left the school. And you look back now and I say, right, that's why we can't do it by ourselves, man. It just reach a stage now when I look back and I say, yeah, man, we can start do something for our school. And I just to implement, as somebody will come up with a program where ideas are going to hear, because we are talking about it now on them podcast, yeah? Man, I go hear the idea, and the man will just come up and say, yeah, man, and this is what we're going to start do. Or somebody take it up on themselves and say, we're going to start do it. And as me I say, Wayne, big up to you, because you do a whole heap from your Canadian chapter when the whole away, and I can't speak for myself in a witness protection, so big up to Wayne here, sir. I mean,
Yes,
It's
sir.
really happen, though. I mean, it starts with a conversation, you know.
yeah.
And once you believe in what you're saying, then the rest of it can just, you know, you can chalk it up to history because you're going to make it happen. It becomes history, right?
Exactly.
So it starts with the conversation
Yep.
and then the willingness to do it. And you make a good point, you know, Meadowbrook being a young school. I think a lot of us, and I think, Pedro, you kind of mentioned it a little bit when you talked about why you would have chosen a KC or a Georges back then, pride in sports and all of that kind of stuff, right? But the fact of the matter is that as people attending a school, as Jelly said, 16 years, we're not conscious of the fact that the school is that young while we were attending the school. We weren't conscious of it. So we kind of find ourselves judging Meadowbrook against the schools that are already established for, 100 years.
Yeah,
And
who have a
we-
history, Wayne, right.
Exactly. So we do a disservice to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But there's an opportunity to turn that around. And I think there's a lot of strengths at Meadowbrook, right? We've won a lot of things. You talk about the sports that we won in the 80s. We have little cultural things that we're participating, sing along, I think, what's it called? All together sing competitions, and all these different things. We can actually build those sort of things at Meadowbrook. And then once you start to get a vibe going, then you can start to invest in sports. I don't know how big the team was at the Center Champs this year. I think it was about 12 or so. I don't know if you guys are aware. We actually sent some kids to Champs
Yeah,
this year, right?
I saw the picture, Wayne. I saw the picture. But
the thing is that they didn't do the worst. They didn't fear the worst.
no, but you see, everything starts with a conversation. Because guess what, no, Murray, you there so because you hear a conversation, you know.
Yeah.
Because I invite Murray about a month ago, you know, and after me here, now, man, Murray just text me and say, yeah, Jelly, I'm ready for come on, you know. A conversation inspire you, right? And guess what, no? Hopefully it can inspire more and more people, you know, because I guess some realize the man who man is supposed to talk to yesterday with him started Meadowbrook in 1961, right?
Yes.
And he used to play cricket for Meadowbrook, you know. And when me I tell the man say we win Sunlight in 1982, he was unaware of it. So when I said to you know, Meadowbrook history, Meadowbrook people unaware of Meadowbrook history past, and we not gonna forget it because we lived through it. But me I say the one who come before we and the one who come after we, them don't have the history. That is one of the reasons what motivate me to start the conversation right now. Yeah, go ahead, Murray.
See that now too? You see that him never know, he didn't know anything about that. But it's hold on, don't chat back though. We have only one in once.
No, hold on. You know, listen hold on, Murray. You know, listen introduction. I saw my side introduction, you know. A 5, we say Meadowbrook won 3 Sunlight Cup, 2 Tapping Cup, and 1 walk. So a 6 major trophy we winning in 1980s and produce 2 Rhodes Scholars. Coming and leave out the academics. You see me? I said,
top cricketers for me, Jerry. For me,
yeah.
Really, man like Clive Edwards.
Yeah, Eddie Pyle.
Where's Clive?
No, man.
Are you named Johnson? Johnson?
Jono, yeah, man. The man come on the program, man. Jono come on the program, yeah, man. Jono, Eddie up on the program already, Maury. Yes.
Yeah, them top cricketers there. You know,
no, hold on. Let me just say this to you. Top TC, hold on. Him up on the program already. This. All of the man we are talking about. Listen. Hold on. Let me say this to you. Let me confess to you. When we started the program, you know, a year ago, mine was my first guest, you know, right?
Noel
Curtis. In passed away last year, and I'm on the program, I talk about him. My brethren, Noel Curtis, Fanso. Let me say this. When we started the program, you know, my only thing me want to know is come talk about the cricketer them and some of the football them when me know. Because I say nobody know the history. And I say to myself, say, who going to talk about it? But the people will go through it. Come on now, I do it for you now. So I say, because I never want our history. I mean, I talk about my history alone. I talk about everyone in the cricket that play banana them team, the Murray. We are call the man them name. Me want everybody to come talk to me because I don't want our history going on the black hole. That was my motivation to start them conversation, you know. So you see, when man like you and Pedro and we reach out to me and say, Jelly, I want to be a part of the conversation. I feel good. Because I just think, say, everybody, who interested in them conversation, yeah, are the cricket and the football. I never know, say, you follow me, I said to you, I am home.
And hold on. Jelly, before we go further, I have to stop because I have to interject sometimes because when you start talk, it shall get to me and I need to say it before I forget it again. Do you realize how many sportsmen we had that played more than one sports? Men that were playing Sunlight and Manning.
Yeah, man, I mean but that was Meadowbrook way. That is the Meadowbrook way. Exactly. Piggy, Goosey, yes, Magic Head, all them man, the Hitchcock play Sunlight and Manning Cup and Sunlight. Yes, yeah. No, man, you know, the running joke is, you know, we say to the man all the while, if the Sunlight man play, if you have a match and you play the football versus cricketer, who are going to win? You see me?
But win.
Yeah.
Win.
Uh-huh.
And Maury, one thing I can say for our era during being students of Meadowbrook, one thing there's one footprint we have left that to this day, I think it's still there, that we were when we were in fifth form, that given us an option to have a filler class. Just to kill the term. Because I remember after, you don't really have to come school when you take your exam them and everything. You just really come school to just loaf, really.
Yeah.
During them year, you go home and study prior to your exam. And this is like late fifth form. And I remember, Lord, he's gone off of the subject matter now. Go ahead, go on, talk, gentlemen. Yes, yes. We were the first boys because they gave us an option. Well, guys, we need a filler class. You can do either woodwork or metal work. I said, what was the other option? Home economics. And the teacher started laugh. So I said, you know what? I do woodwork and metal work already. It's my last year of school. I need to know for sew on a button. I need to know for cook. I finish school now. So I say, you know what? Sign me up for home economics. And I remember the look on the teacher face. Are you serious? I said, yes. And right after me, Wayne sign up. Maurice sign up.
And
the plus side to that was, not only are we learning about to cook, but we're going to be with the girls.
Yeah.
Because at that year in 1983, we were the first set of boys.
Who take on home economics.
Yes, and now here's part of the curriculum where boys can join
and learn for cook.
Home economics. Yes.
I remember
you remember the first meal we cook?
Yes, man. It was curry chicken.
Curry chicken, brethren.
And it was
Curry
so
chicken.
Hey,
excited.
Jenny,
We made
Jenny,
our
the man
baby
have
from
memory, you know.
school.
The man have some memory and we just not normal, you know, big man. It's just not normal.
How is that?
Just say,
Brethren,
No,
that
never
was
cook
the first.
before. You never cook a yard, Pedro away. You never cook.
Never.
Yeah, man.
never,
Well,
Never.
well, me, it was
No.
different. I
you
used to
see.
run boat and thing. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah, no, I never
Yeah.
cook a my yard like that. So
Wolf
I know what you say.
Yeah.
Enough boat, man. Wolf a boat, usually,
Not
man.
just a
Wolf a
boat.
boat, man. Wolf a boat and Meadowbrook, up a Pedro yard, up a
Yep.
yard.
Yeah, man, enough boat run, but no cooking in the yard, enough.
So, you know, I'm proud to say that we started the trend
We're
and
pioneers.
set that trend now where I hear that's no part of the curriculum where boys can actually go in there. And for us, it was just like, sure, it's our last year.
Yeah,
We did it as mean like a joke. I said, sure, we'll go to home
But you
economics.
cheat. Yeah, go ahead, Murray.
Yeah, that played such an important role in Pedro's life as a bachelor, you know.
What? What
It's like he was
resonated, man?
I
Learn.
was setting the stage and they didn't even know.
Yeah. If learn how to cook anything but bully beef and rice, because that's the only thing me can cook, you know.
Virgin, let me tell you,
No,
man.
man. No, but you can't talk about gourmet meal like that, man.
Those teachers are good, though. It was Miss Davis and Miss Lecky.
Yes.
Oh, those are
Yeah,
the
yeah.
home economic teachers.
Yes, man.
But when your memory good,
man.
your memory
Yeah,
good.
man. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man. Damn good, man. Damn good. The man remember the first meal, brother. I still freaking up now, man.
Wayne, you remember win some Edmonds?
Yes. Yes, I
We
remember
try
that
ask
young lady.
more say I don't remember. Win some Edmonds. She used to show in a cooking and sewing class with us.
Yes.
But let me ask you another question, because Sim doesn't take it, you know. And when Morris sent me in buying it, him no brother rises him text it to me, text talk it to me. And Morris said, boy, we don't have much to talk about, you know. And when they have I was so, you know, I didn't ask a question,
Wow.
you know. The only question I remember asking if when you choose Meadowbrook or Meadowbrook choose you. I don't remember the way question after that, you know. But today I talk to
No, but you see, you can't. When you do something like this in the King, and then you have a man like Pedro and Wayne, and you are talking. You just planting seeds right around the place. You know,
yeah, man. It
does
does a flow. It does a flow.
You understand me?
That's a flow.
Yeah.
But
Because
Go on, Jello. What other questions you have?
Yeah.
let me ask you that question.
Hold on, then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before you answer the question, I know Murray mentioned earlier about agricultural science.
Yes.
You guys remember what destroyed that whole program at Meadowbrook?
It was something to do with the teacher.
Not just the teacher. The teacher had something to do with it, but you know, I have give you a memory, Pedro. You remember during them times it was the that's when the minibus guys started to take over the 38 and 37 routes, right?
Yes.
And they used to push us off the buses, remember?
Oh, Wayne, we used to terrorize them too.
But that's how agricultural science class was discontinued because
We used to terrorize them.
no, the tools we took the tools and turned them into weapons. So they
Oh,
were no
yes.
longer-
Yes.
We meet with the bus conductor them way.
They used to run us off the bus and then we start terrorize them now. So we decided
Come
that
on.
we have to have weapons. So the agricultural science tools became our weapons. Right?
Yes, man. You remember where red carpet was?
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man, right beside the prep school you talk going.
Right beside the
Yeah,
church.
man.
Yeah, man, beside the church. Yeah, man. We used to play cricket over there, man. You know what you talk. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
You see what I'm talking about our era now? You see this era now? A tool AK-47 I go for the bus.
Yeah.
You see the difference?
Yeah. Yeah, man. You're not doctor have something, man. You're going to get something different, man. Yeah, you get every machine.
This is the thing that I talk about. We don't think the thought process and the whole thing has so changed.
Yeah.
Everything different.
Yeah.
man.
It was fun
And then
times.
it was fun.
Yeah.
And it's done.
Yeah, exactly. You know, look for hurt a man no way, no way. It's like,
No.
you know,
All you were trying to do
No.
is defend your space on the bus. That's it. You want to
it's
get
almost
to
like a way
school,
for intimidate him, and that's a big
You know
one.
what I mean?
If you test nothing, well, we have a weapon. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
man.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. And I mean,
I don't want to try bad way up to, you know. So we not take no check.
Yeah, and
Right.
we were really about the girls. If we need money for bad, we'll start the enemy. You know? And
Yeah, exactly.
would have said he would have said anything for them. You know what I mean? I can't agree with them.
Enra Aka.
Wendell. What's the other one named? Delhi, right? Delhi. Akka and Delhi.
Delhi.
Yeah, I got Delhi.
In Bridging.
Yeah, you know, okay. Different times, man. You know?
Yeah. But my ask
Go on, Delhi. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, my ask you a question. You first, Pedro. The same question I come to you, Murray. You can't think about the question. So, Pedro, what the most embarrassing moment you remember at Meadowbrook? You can look back on with a smile.
Oh, boy. The most embarrassing moment. Let me think.
So much of them?
While you're thinking.
No,
you just-
as a matter of fact, I can't think of any. I can't think
so
of
hold on,
any.
hold on,
I
Murray,
mean, unless
you
somebody
tell me
will jog my memory about something
Hold on,
embarrassing
Murray.
happened, but
Him tell me several already now. When him sister him down half of the bus and all
all right. The most embarrassing, I think the most embarrassing thing for me was when Top called me for talking, and when him came me, is when when we had General Assembly. And, you know, when Mr. Top do him thing, everybody should keep quiet and pay attention. And me and this brother, I think him Dave Robinson was talking.
Yeah.
And Mr. Top just stopped. Mr. Top just says, Mr. Wright and the gentleman beside you, please come forward to the assembly.
I know it.
Now turn around and face the assembly. And we have to stand up there and turn around and face the assembly throughout the entire assembly.
Yeah, that would be embarrassing.
And then when it done now, how we do a closing prayer now, everybody heading back to class now. I remember when me and my boy are ready for walk out, Mr. Top just said, Mr. Wright, Mr. Robinson, please go to my office and wait for me.
Then you know I'll come with that, right? See me in my office.
Yes, man. That was my first cane in, and I'll never forget it. What him used to do is, he would take you remember the plastic chair, them?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay. He would turn the back and tell you, bend over and take your palms and touch the seat and make the back of the chair is under your stomach. And he said, take your palms and touch the chair. And he would just come over. And him, like what Jelly said, him used to do this. Mr. Wright, this is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. And then the strokes them start to come. And like I was telling you, the man was a marksman. Because every stroke,
man, that's the right word for
same,
The man was a marksman, right? Yeah.
every stroke hit the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at that moment, that was my most embarrassing. I may have many more, but that particular in front of the school was when him called me out by name.
In front of the whole
And I
assembly,
think my sister at the time was still there.
Yeah.
Teresa was still there. And him called me out. And boy, him just said, yes, this is going. I just never forget them words. This is going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. And just drop the licks them for me.
And before you answer more, when you were saying something at the middle before Pedro talk, you remember?
While Pedro was talking, you remember we asked about the name of the guy who crashed the car? He just popped into my head. I think his name was Christopher
Wong.
Christopher Wong.
Yes.
Yes.
Wong. W-O-N-G, yeah.
Yeah, I know him
Yeah,
good,
man.
you know, I know exactly what you're talking.
Was a burgundy, Malibu or one of them car there. One of those cars. Never forget it, man.
Yes.
Can never forget
I know
that.
exactly what
Never
you're
forget that.
talking with. I know him good. I know him good. I know you're
Yeah,
talking.
man.
Yeah.
The thing about was how he got it, where he got it, because
Between the poles them.
Yeah, and they weren't hit. They weren't.
No. It could have been a lot worse.
I don't remember
Yeah,
that
it could have.
incident. Maybe I was not school at the time. I don't remember that incident at all. I don't remember it.
Yeah, man, certain things are stepping on my mind. Lloyd Lee. I remember us playing football with Lloyd Lee to blow and Lloyd. I was saying, Lloyd, you're a ball. Hold the ball. Take the ball. I said, say, yeah. And Lloyd was another academy. I think Lloyd Lee was a brain or so.
I
No,
think
Lady was just average.
average guy, yeah.
It was average.
Yeah,
Most
But all right,
embarrassing-
gentlemen,
most
I'm going to bring
embarrassing
up an embarrassing moment, and it's regarding my brethren Murray.
I don't get you. I don't get you at all.
Yeah, well, I'm going to call it out right now, so don't worry about it.
No, man, I'm just asking about the embarrassing moment. And you gave
Oh
one.
yes, no, it wasn't embarrassing for me. It was for you.
No, but
It never happened to me. It happened to you.
So why would you want? So hold up. Let's go easy here. You just gave an embarrassing moment. Did you?
Yes, it was quite embarrassing. But it shouldn't be embarrassing to you. It was just one of our rude boy moments.
Anyway, Jerry, the most embarrassing moments for me though, I can remember was when someone alleged that, I just don't know how, someone alleged that they would think that I would have put a firecracker, threw a firecracker into the admin office.
In the staff room.
Staff room. This was an embarrassing moment for me. I cannot think how the hell one would have thought that Maurice, would have think to do something like that. But it was very embarrassing because I had to get interviewed by the principal. Came the following day and sat the whole day at the office. Interviews, had reviews. Had that was very embarrassing to know.
You remember that, Wayne?
Yeah, man. I think a few of us got it. I think I discussed that with Jillian as well. I think a few of us got into trouble for that.
It was few of us, yep.
So by the way,
but at the end,
go ahead.
But at the end of the day, all of us rallied together because here what the problem was now, Jelly. This is what we're facing, If
we were facing,
we were all facing.
Yeah.
Because all for one for all.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, what they were telling my brethren is that if we find you guilty, we're not going to allow you to graduate with a graduating class. And brethren, that is when this man realized that who his friends were that day. That we all rallied behind the man. And the man beat the charge.
Mm-hmm.
And we all graduated together. Mm-hmm. But like I said, no man left behind.
Mm-hmm.
We got together. And like I said, it was in a period that where we all, we all were troublemakers. But at the end of the day, the friendship persevered.
Yeah.
And we get we're virgin for graduate with all of us.
It tests friendship, and that was a good thing.
Absolutely.
It tests someone.
And it was one man that failed, right, Murray? Murray them cut off.
It looked like, yeah, go ahead.
It was one person it was one person in the link that was weak. I don't remember who it was, but I remember one person with it race up to not defend. But the rest of us came to a virgin rescue. And like I said, we were mischievous fellas.
Who was that? Which one person was?
It was one person that would tell.
I remember of the whole action. I remember of things. I don't recall the whole scenario of graduation in up in the air and all of these things.
Yes, sir.
I don't recall any of that because one, it was never ever. I think they had. It was all alleged. They didn't know.
They're not approved.
They didn't really.
They don't have proof.
They don't have the proof.
Proof.
Really, I didn't. No, I don't. I don't recall. I remember the grilling. I remember because they saw me running past the ran across the staff
from the staff room.
From the staff room side.
Right.
No, they saw me. They heard. No, they heard me. They heard running past that class that's right behind the classroom.
Yeah.
Adjacent from the metal and the woodwork shop. running go down to the Loftus corner down the
Loftus
corner.
corner.
Ghana.
Corner, right?
Yeah.
So they saw all of that now. And that's where all the things started, you know.
When
Yeah.
that
But
fire
yeah,
clock spanner went on their desk.
wait,
Yeah.
wait, hold on now. It was a yellow, what you call it? It was a
Wick.
firecracker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Firecracker, right. The following day, oh my, it was really tough because the following day they came with you had someone they went to do blood pressure tests and all these things. So it was
Hold
really
on. Before that, the same day it happened. Didn't Bigger Ford show up? The Constant Spring police came. They thought it
And the
was a
best I can ask
gunshot.
you if you remember calling the police power now.
Yeah. Yeah, they
nice.
came, man. Yeah, man. The police was there. Bigger Ford and some other guys did show up at the school. I remember that. And looking at the students, they realized what it was because you see the paper residue or whatever.
Yeah.
But after the explosion happened, the police did show up.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
I
man.
don't recall that. I don't
Mhm.
recall that.
Remember, there was one door that lead from one side straight through the staff room, come straight down the other side.
Yeah.
So when you're
Exactly.
leaving when you're leaving the assembly hall, you could walk through the staff room and walk straight down,
Yeah, man,
straight through the building
squad
to the
room
other
had
side.
two exits and two entrance on either side.
Correct.
Yeah, man. I remember that well,
Correct.
Wayne. Remember that when Pedro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
So on a clear,
Yep.
not say uno, because it's an allegation. It was alleged.
It's an allegation.
Yeah. But me ask you another question, though. And you said that one your first, Murray. What the best learning experience you get from Meadowbrook?
The best learning experience for Meadowbrook.
Mm-hmm.
The best learning experience I'd say that would have carried me throughout my career is actually I'd put that down to how I articulate myself within life. Why I say that is that with Meadowbrook, when it came to like everybody came to fourth family, you had to choose what you really wanted to do. I was never done with the mundane thing of the accounting and the PD or the field whatever. I always thought that there must be something else for some strange reason. So when leaving thing, I really moved into accounting, and then but that was with a shipping company, Grace Candy Shipping. So within the accounting, I got to realize the real meat of shipping, ships coming in and the operation for it and all that time, So I say that to say that from that time, I was for someone at Meadowbrook with all they were able to show me there are different careers, different angles in which you would really want to go, right? And it allowed me to think. It allowed me to think and to be diverse. And I find that's what made me to allow now to actually go into something different from the normal academia where you do in your accounting or your physics or whatever, with the shipping aspect of it. So much that I was even trying to talk to someone when I don't know if you know Fritz Pinnock when he was during his time, that we could actually have somehow shipping introduced from a true school level, but not to segue too much. But that's basically, I think I got that from Meadowbrook, and one thing Meadowbrook allowed you to do is to be yourself, and I think that's it. I had an identity which carried me through, and I'll give that to Meadowbrook.
And for you, Pedro, what the best learning experience you get from going to Meadowbrook?
Boy, that's going to be a tough one. While Maurice is speaking, I'm trying to articulate something in my head. I think leaving Meadowbrook and what I parted with Meadowbrook is, I think throughout the years of networking with different kinds of people from different kinds of socioeconomic backgrounds, and Meadowbrook helped to kind of ground me, to become grounded and level-headed as far as dealing with people and how to interact with people. Because like Maurice said at the beginning, you interact with so many different backgrounds, and you leave school with that kind of diversity, being so diversified with different people. When you go out in the real world, like for me, I left from Meadowbrook, I went to New York. 1983, I graduated 1983 December, I was in New York. And being in that environment and going to a place like New York where you're meeting different walks, different people all the time, it kind of, being with Meadowbrook and meeting different people, it kind of helped me to, what's the word I'm looking for? Integrate with different people and learn from different people, being from, taking that from Meadowbrook. So going to Meadowbrook and learning and being around different people and taking that with me. And we're not talking the scholastic part of it, but
You're
just
talking different classes of people, you know what I mean?
yes, and you take that and you with that mentality, and you go out in the real world and you meet these people. It's like nothing. It's like riding a bicycle. You never forget it, because I learned this from school.
Yeah,
The discipline
It's true.
and
You deal with real
everything.
people, you deal with real people. You deal, it helps you along, because check it. Just as you said, just what Pedro is saying, and what we're all saying, we had so many different sort of people there and all of that. And I mean, hey, listen, you see how when you move around and when you go around, even Pedro uptown youth, and you'd never know that. Not even when you open your mouth, unless you go around him everywhere he is. You never know that. So you see, that sort of acceptance, nobody saw that. Nobody saw race. Nobody saw class. Nobody saw that man wear a shoe throughout first, second, and third form. Nobody saw a man that change theme shoes every time. Nobody never saw that. Everybody was like, you get it. It was just, and that as simple as it was, allows you to integrate and interact within the whole, even our societal thing, even within society. That's why our generation is such a different one. It's so different.
Yeah, Meadowbrook was like a melting pot, as the Tuana said. It was like
absolutely.
That's why you come at the biggest melting pot of all, Pedro. You prepare for Meadowbrook prepare for, because you got Meadowbrook. And I just said, nobody not go on them better or worse than you, Meadowbrook. Everybody was just one. A one place, a one thing.
And with the beauty with New York, when you're going to New York, it's like you're entering a different world, because you're bombarded by different cultures and people. And well, I'm telling you, New York was a learning experience. I've seen things in New York that I never think I'd have seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I remember once I was on the train and I was coming home from work, and I hear a man shout me. And you remember the same thing you said, Jello, about like melting pot, and you said nicknames stick to you. So school. And I hear my name getting called in the train, and I try, who calling me? When I look around, I say, this is winter time. I say, come on, scarf up, and him drop him scarf. And when I turn on and look, Flower. You remember Flower?
Yeah.
It's Flower that heal me up.
Wow.
It's Flower that heal me up on the train. I must say Flower must about 4 or 5 times, because I used to live in Queens.
Yeah.
I used to go to Manhattan, and me used to buck up in a Manhattan. Goosey.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I just say, Meadowbrook was like one place, man. You book a man from Meadowbrook, I'd force this man. You know, business him come from outside of Meadowbrook at all. You never ask him. You never ask him for no papers. I said, show me papers. You know, say, I'm Meadowbrook.
No.
Yeah, that's all you want to say. Him wear the green and blue,
Yes.
and say. You,
Yes.
That's all you want to know. Go to Meadowbrook, you don't need to know nothing else at all. Nothing else at all.
Yep.
Nothing else at all, my brother.
And I was let me tell you something, Virgin. You know, like I said, like we all said, Meadowbrook wasn't known for its sport or being like a monster in sport. But one thing's for sure, and I'm sure everybody on this call we were proud of what we came at the school. We were proud of our alma mater.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes, man.
when I come to like in the States, some people ask, what school you used to go? You have all these people going to all these various high schools, and I just say Meadowbrook. Oh, you used to go Meadowbrook?
Mm-hmm.
Say yeah.
Yeah, man, you're proud of your school, man.
Yeah, man, you
Yeah,
gotta
man.
say it loud and proud.
Yeah, man.
Me tell a man,
Meadowbrook.
me tell a brother of mine the other day, I talk, I say, no, it's an opportunity Meadowbrook give me, wouldn't get that if I go to another school.
No.
That's how I look on it, you know. To express
Hey,
myself.
ooh.
Yep.
Hey, the man, I remember the fets that we used to have, Bridget.
That's very beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Hold
And
on.
barbecues.
That's our next question. I just thought, well, me ask you a question. I'm going to the first question, I know. Which
Yeah.
song we remember when I go Meadowbrook? You talk about which song I rock the place when I go Meadowbrook? And you first, Murray. And you talk about the first.
Hey, them time, you know, brother. You talk about Tony C, Napoleon, and some ratted part of the pants. Hey, yo, remember the pants, brother? Who would have known
Yes,
for
yeah.
you?
Gunmouth pants, man, with the cuff. I want to you.
No, what about the disco pants, man? The chaplain, the big chaplain on the foot, the
Yeah, the
smart.
big chaplain, and then it switched to 40 straight.
Yeah.
And then you had the Arlene one.
Yeah.
Remember the Arlene them?
Yeah, man. What you mean, man? It's not even just so much. Hey, listen. Hey, remember one time, you know, Jerry, we had we usually call it the ballet posse, you know.
Yeah, man. The
When
Shaolin posse, yeah.
when ballet lit the place,
Yeah,
man.
man. You know what I'm saying? I usually live Atlanta where they did. I don't know if you remember Paul Chalmers. You remember that?
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Was he a cadet?
You're probably not carried, but we used to run to an island with him. We had some rotted knee leaf on island with that. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Paul Chalmers. Yeah, man. So, you know, so the feds and all of these things were, I remember the barbecues. Yeah, I don't know if any one significant song really stood out for me, because I really used to listen to a lot of music, and there were songs that just for different times and different years.
Yeah. I get
Yeah, you know, I'd say back in those, I remember those I used to listen to was like a Donna Summer, Evening Champion, King,
Yeah.
disco songs,
Yeah.
you know.
Them era there. Yeah.
Them era there, yeah, you know.
Yeah. And you, Pedro, any song stand out to you or anything you remember about the fete and all them things there?
No more uptown, downtown. Whenever we're going around.
Michigan and Smiley. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Alti and Dana.
Alti and Dana, yeah. Uptown top ranking. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Jacob Miller.
Yeah, man.
Nah, man. Jacob Miller, man. Jacob
You
Miller.
remember what dance group Pedro Murray, or the girls who used to dance at the barbecues?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The song I chose was what did they say? It was Spar with
Yes.
Me, your Barry G. Remember that?
Yes.
I think it was Yvette, Sandra, Maxine.
Lynette.
And there was one more
Lynette
person.
Come to Lynette. Lynette was it? Lynette was it too?
I don't know if
Lynette.
Lynette used to dance. I don't think so. I think it was Jackie Myrie. So Jackie, Sandra, Yvette, and I think Maxine was there as well.
Maxine Monroe.
Yeah.
Obviously Maxine in years. Last time I saw her was with Dan Leighton Delphos. R.I.P. my brethren.
Yeah.
Didn't it pass?
Yeah, man.
I never even know that. You don't know him, sister?
Yeah. Yes.
Melody, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Melody. And what the brother used to name again?
Michael.
His brother used to go Meadowbrook to Michael.
Yeah. Oh, Leighton was the younger one. Yes. As you call him,
Yes.
I remember now. Yes. Michael
man.
and Melody,
Yeah, Michael. I had seen, I woke up late when I'd moved to Florida. I was in a club and I was walking out the club and I hear somebody call me and it's Leighton that lean up on him truck and me and Leighton link and was inseparable for a while until Leighton came back to Jamaica. I'd flow down and I'd call him and say, yo, I'm here. Him come check me with the hangout a little bit. And I didn't see, we had another brethren that used to go back and forth and deal with him. And I just get a call one day, said, boy, Leighton drop out. Leighton went hunting and was having heart palpitations. And that was it.
And that recently, Pedro?
No, man, this was many years ago. Many years ago.
Until you call him name, all I remember was the two Delphas, the older one. I never remember Leighton at all. And when you call him name now, him picture come flash right up in front of me.
Leighton, we used to call him Deli.
Yeah.
And Leighton used to walk with him pigeon toe. That was his signature walk. He had a severe pigeon toe.
He was a goalkeeper as well, right? For Inter.
Yeah, we used to call him Deli.
Yeah. The memories them are something else, right? They call a man name and just, as you say, it's a different part in your brain bring up by them things that are Yeah.
Yep.
Let me ask you another question, though, 'cause I believe it or not, Murray, you go shock, But they talk for almost 2 hours and 20 minutes, and yes, you never have nothing to say, but it's all right. Murray, first them now have nothing to talk about,
That's what I say, as the man them talk, it just start resonate and you remember.
Yeah, man, yeah.
It's really because it's a journey, it's a beautiful journey.
Good conversations tend to do that.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I remember, we used to have a lot of bus strikes.
Yeah.
Bridging, we walk from yesterday all over the place and come like nothing, we didn't even know, we didn't even realize that we're done.
We used to fit, man. We used to fit.
It was ridiculous the things we do, You look at it now, you ever look at it, Bridging, walking from school, go up a rope or now with the brother?
Brother, we used to do it all the time. We used to do it all the time.
And a far walk.
Walk from Meadowbrook, walk through Cassava Piece, walk through the golf course, and go home. A regular thing, that, man.
Yeah. Christian, I used to do that walk there and talk to me about it.
Yeah, Christian, I used to live behind me.
Yeah, man. I'm a virgin that me and him talk all the while, man. At least once a week.
Chris was a judge.
Yeah, but a family court judge in Jamaica before migrate to here. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Chris used to live right behind me. So me and Chris used to talk to me and him used to walk home together. And Chris used to live, directly behind me. Me and him used to talk over the fence.
I never have known that.
It was a gully that separated us.
No one knew that at all.
Yes, man.
Virgin that, man. Virgin.
I saw the one better stay, man.
What that?
If there's no people, right, yeah. If there's a cause, him say, yeah, man,
I know things.
Yeah.
Man, me and Chris did call me. I forget. I think the last time I spoke to him, I was on Messenger and I dropped Messenger on Facebook. I'm coming off of Facebook and Messenger about 9 years now.
Yeah.
That was the last time Chris did reach out to me. I'm sure if I go through my phone, I'll probably find him number. And you told me he had moved out of Jamaica.
Yeah, migrate about 9-10 years ago. Migrate and come up.
Yeah.
They're Pittsburgh, I know. It's like.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I said the funny thing you talk about Facebook and Messenger. I wasn't on those things until I started them program, Because I start doing it and a man I said to me, Jerry, I reach out to people and get in touch with people. And I've been, that's how the first time I started use Facebook was a year ago. Yes, you drop it. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
1 year ago, me go on it and decide, say, all right, I'm going to start you. I'm going to promote at a conversation on the podcast, not about me. It's a message.
No, that one is strange.
Me never know what Messenger was before January last year. Me tell you, me never use that.
Gotcha.
Come
No,
on, me
Jelly,
drop
nobody talk
all
so
them
loud.
things then.
Jelly, I talk too loud when you say them things. Don't talk so loud. Whisper it, bro.
No.
Uh,
I use the technology when it's available. I can help you with certain thing, you just do it. But let me ask you a
True.
couple of other questions, though. And you first take that one, Pedro. What message would I get to existing student or future student at Meadowbrook or staff who are come to Meadowbrook now? We're going to hear them conversation. What message do you have for them? We tell them about Meadowbrook.
Come again. Repeat.
What
I'm
the
sorry. I
message?
just moved it.
What the message would I get for current student at Meadowbrook, a future student at Meadowbrook, we're going to hear them conversation and maybe 5-10 years down the road, or a current staff member or a future staff member of Meadowbrook? What are you going to tell them about Meadowbrook? Say? What message do you give them?
I would tell them that you are in one of the greatest, I consider one of the greatest institutions right now. And you are fortunate to be in boy, you hold me with that one. But most I could tell her it's a great institution. One should, like me, I was thinking about going to a school for the sports side of it, but was pleasantly surprised when I actually started to go to the high school and felt so warm and just exceeded my expectations. And I would say anybody that's planning on going to Meadowbrook, walk in there with an open mind. Be a sponge and be prepared for the amount of bombardment of knowledge that you're about to receive, and you're somewhere good.
Yeah, man.
That's the most I can say, if that makes sense.
That me say, holy Pedro. When I'm here, that holy, that you said this a while ago, man. And you, Murray, same question to you. What message you have for any student who are hear this conversation, any staff member, 5-10 years down the road? What you want them here say? What you want them say about, tell them what Meadowbrook say?
I wouldn't tell them any different from anyone that when you go into an institution like a school. But if you're going to an institution like a Meadowbrook, I would think that I would just if you're going to you see it kind of okay. You see, Jel, when you ask a question like that now, you're asking me to say to the Noah a youth going to Meadowbrook today. That's what you're saying. Huh?
Yeah, man, today or tomorrow or next year, because I remember,
Today.
I'm on my pick up the conversation
Right.
10 years from now, and I'm here, I say, music of Meadowbrook, yeah.
Well, then one thing when I said, Reggie, you're going to one of the best schools in the world. You understand me? And I mean that from my heart. You're going to one of the best schools in the world. And it has to be the best place for you and the best time in your life because before that, you don't spend that's where you spend most of your time and most of your days for nearly 5-6 years of your life? The better part of your life. So that for me, I would say that you have to make it count. Make it count in a sense of just be a sponge right now. Be a sponge. And as you go along, make up your mind. You'll be able to see exactly what you want to get out of life. Because that's what Meadowbrook does to you. It prepares you. There are more schools. It teaches you life and people. So you just be prepared for that. Prepare for that. Once you have, I think, once someone goes in with that sort of attitude right now, it opens them up for not just learning academia, right? But more important, learning life.
Lesson.
How you going to a life lesson.
Life lesson.
How you going to how you going to go around? How you going to go out in the world at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Yeah, I this is exactly how I would probably sit down. We can't be no one word.
No.
It it possibly can't be a 5-minute talk. You know what I mean?
No.
It should have to be a discussion.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Like
But at the end of the day, at the end of it, what I'm departing today is, in a nutshell, just say, listen, have the best time of your life.
yeah, man.
Have the best time of your life. Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah,
I
man.
only have
Yeah,
a couple
man.
more questions
That's it.
for now. Couple more questions before I ask the last question. And that question I'm going to thank. I don't know if you remember Ian Chung. You remember Ian Chung? We're twins. Maybe you don't remember them. They were a year below me, so maybe you're not going to remember them. They play
I
cricket.
used
too.
to play table tennis and cricket.
Yeah, I
right?
used to play cricket too. Yes, Wayne. I mean, brother, the boys in class with the older brother. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And the question you asked when you started you, Murray, how it make you feel? I bring up back all the Meadowbrook memories there after all these years, after 40 years.
I tell you, I mean, the first thing would jump out at me is a very rewarding feeling. Very rewarding, you know. You know, because as I said, you see, although you say what happened for 2 hours and stuff, Reggie would ever touch the echelons of things or really what's doing that thing, I tell you, you know what I mean, King?
Yeah, man,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
No, man, I know exactly what you say,
you know
man.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. Some classroom involvement, some people you go through life, Alan Blackwood is a youth man for, respect and remember a lot, you know. You know, Meadowbrook for me, and it's not a kidding thing. Meadowbrook for me was a very rewarding time in my life. You know, because I said, I think it really, you know, it really did things for me, and I would I just encourage anyone wanting to I'd encourage anyone to actually talk about their school life, their school days,
Mhm.
school days as well, and just listening to all of this, is more than a goose people moment. It's more than a goose people moment,
Mhm.
because even as we go through, there are so many things that that really some you can and some you don't even want to talk. It has even our bottom field was a. I mean, is this bottom field the same now?
It's kind of different, because the other day it's almost like, and we can't talk about it more than we had to try to find some money. It was in a bad state. It's in a better state now. It was in a terrible
It
state,
looked like
man.
a forest for a while. So
Yeah,
they
man.
have
It
to
was,
kind of
you'd be,
transform it.
yeah, man. A year ago it was in, they dump it up and like it become a dump yard.
Mhm.
It became a dump yard, Murray.
Well, that's sad, because that was one of the better fields with the school thing too.
And
You know what I mean?
and some of the best members of them I don't have bottom field, the sports stadium, and when you go down there for
Exactly.
Yeah, yes.
Hey, when you talk about sports, I can remember getting a third place certificate for 800 meter
Mm-hmm.
at Sports Day for Wardhouse. Sometimes I run down the place bridge. I was in first, I see, forward, because I was a 400 meter track. So I lead on the first, so I'm gonna go on the second one now. And this look a short youth named Marston.
Yeah.
I don't know what the youth does run, come run up on the corner, Reggie. And we said Marston does run.
Run past you.
Moving up. Run past me to the 5-hour win. I don't remember if it was Rodney or Sanders he was. I don't remember which one it was.
Sanders Martin, yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
I never forget that. You know what I mean? The sports days were great,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You played a lot of things. I've never cricket. I've never made more than 11, and that was in farm match.
Yeah.
All these things. Do they still have these things? Football, farm match.
Interfarm.
That's a good question, Murray.
Good question.
We
I
used to-
don't know where they would have had it because they didn't have a field. So I don't know.
Wow. Hey, you remember that we used to have rounders at Meadowbrook? You remember rounders?
Yes. That's like a
Remember rounders?
like a softball thing,
What
that
is it?
Murray.
Come on, Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about, you call it's a softball basically. That's what you call rounders,
Yes,
right?
but they call it
Yeah.
rounders.
Yeah. They were not.
Around that.
I think we even have a champion well, you call it
All
round
right.
champion team. Yeah.
Yeah, softball.
The girls,
Yeah.
I think we actually
Right.
won that competition too. The people,
Yes.
people promised to come on, Murray, but I forgot follow them up on all of it. And then for some reason, them did postpone. I never follow them up back again. But yeah, those two are more a year too. Yeah. No, I just say Murray. It's like we have to talk whole night.
Yeah, man.
And somebody swore
Hey,
that.
no, man.
And somebody swore me as a joke and say, I'm for behind the paid wall. Some of them are for behind.
Yeah, man.
That's a nice way.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
you remember?
what kind of call Loftus Khan, you know, Jerry?
Yeah.
Loftus Khan, you know. I know, man, I want to say, hey, you know, one of the things that usually look for a bridge named Delevante Mackenzie.
Yeah.
He came there, he never come there for a lot. He come there in what, third or fourth farm.
Mm-hmm.
Delevante. When I look for
Yeah,
Delevante, you know, King. Hey, you said me look for Delevante Jelly, I can't find Delevante. Going to Loftus Khan, I'm gonna see him. There is a tree right as you look right down to the bottom of the thing there, the school.
Yeah.
There a big tree right up in there, right up, and adjacent next to this top yard.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
right,
man, exactly.
if you come down the corridor and look right down the bottom.
I just send there. Yeah, the big tree there. Yeah.
So, no, hold on, man. You look down and you're not Delevante, but you wait 2 minutes. And you see the smoke start come through the bush up in the tree. Him goes up into the tree.
You go climb the tree.
He climb the tree. So it's like he starts to smoke come through. Oh, Banty down there, sir. No, so, you know, he sticks there.
Where's it? What take a cigarette break?
You know, cigarette break. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Climb the
Because
tree.
got the funny thing doing now. That's what we do on Loftus Corners. You come on and you smell Charlie Bop. Charlie Bop is around us, so you know, you go and you light a cigarette and you boom, man, you know what I mean? Around us, so you know what I mean? And you know, that was the amazing thing when I listened to Norman. I never understood how Norman, as a goody two shoe, best friend was Charlie Bop. Remember, you know, me. And them man the parno, them 2 man parno. Charlie Bop the parno, nobody else. See? And Charlie Bop was a dapper. Remember, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And when you see the 2 man them now, Charlie snap on Lotus Khan and puff out a cigarette. And Norman and white shirt, that's not beside my face. So his hands down and my reason. And somebody said, it's the king. So this is what I try to show you, it's the king, you know. These are how the things usually, you know, or usually it's just Meadowbrook was a melting pot, was just a diverse culture, a diverse set of people. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
I can't attest how many schools were like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at it though, and then again, you know, we're talking about the 70s. I keep saying we're different. Was a different country then.
Yeah.
And when I look at it, though, whether in 83 or before, nice man, we did a lot of migration from Meadowbrook.
Yeah.
So many the chapters are now more overseas than here.
Yeah. Because
You know?
only per man
And when you look at,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was the era
You
where
know?
only people migrate. That is so true. Yeah.
man,
Only
you know.
people migrate. So the same question for you, Pedro. What make you feel? I bring up
All right,
all the Meadowbrook memories there.
Yeah. Well, bringing back all these Meadowbrook memory, I have to admit that during the conversation here, me tell you, boy, you unlock a part of the memory and a piece of memory I totally forgot about. The flood of memories and the names that come in having the conversation kind of just bring it all together. You know what I mean? What it was like growing up as a kid and having a conversation with fellow classmates. Things that you forgot about, it brings back a pleasant memory. And it makes it only further compounds that memory of being even better than what you thought it was. Because it's like, oh yeah, you almost forget about that, you know. I forget about that. Wow. And it put a smile on your face. Because like I said, if I forget it, this man go remember it. And I'm going, bring it up and you're like, wow, I totally forgot about that. But that was a pleasant memory. And it bring a smile to my face. And it's something now I can look back on. Because I've had this conversation and interaction with people that shared the same experiences that we all went through. Each one differs in some form, but together we all bring it together, because when we get together, we all throw in our each memory and it all brings all the memories together, and it just cohesively just brings happiness. Is the best I can say. You know what I mean? It's like when you talk about Clive Edwards. Clive used to play cricket.
Eddie Pride, I'm a virgin that man. Him call me all the while.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what
Yeah,
me
man.
remember about
Yeah,
Clive. Let me tell you when you mentioned Clive, and I totally had forgot about it. And I'd mentioned it with Murray. But one thing I remember with Clive, we had interfarm cricket. And Clive, I don't know if you remember this, William. And we had interfarm cricket. And I used to bowl for the class. I was a pace bowler.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right. So we're down there now. This day we're playing Clive's farm. And Clive now, I play for Sunlight, and Clive, a big cricketer.
Clive a pace it too, don't it?
Yeah, man.
Yes,
bowler,
man.
Yeah,
One
man.
of the
Yeah, man.
fastest.
Yeah, man. Time fast, man. Yeah.
Fast, man. And fast, dangerous. And Clive was there now. Clive now season Sunlight player. Train every afternoon, blah, blah, blah. Facing me. You know, me I go bowl to this Sunlight cricket. Me a pace bowler. So I'm saying, all right, let's do it. Bowl. I'm a fifth ball. Me let it go. I'm in here. My bowl Clive out for ducks.
I remember that.
No, at that moment, it was joy and pain in that moment. Because I was so happy. Here it is, me now, just out bowl a Sunlight cricket and bowling for ducks. The first over my bowl, and it's not like it's a catch. I take out and pin them.
Yeah. You lick him there, yeah.
Yeah, man. Me salt him up, man. Me embarrass the man. And I never forget when Clive walked past me and Clive stopped and looked at me and Clive said to me, yo, you better hope so me you know buck up on the pitch now. Because you know it go. You see, at that moment, my joy just went through the window in a bridge. Because now me go face this hurricane where he might come for mash me up now.
And that's the other thing for true. That same thing when I tell you.
If you come here and just
I must say it's soft, you know. If not, you must say it's soft, you know.
Yeah.
Like it was a
the
soft,
man walked past me, I take off him glove them and look for me and say, you better hope so me ain't no face on the pitch. We end up a face each other, but thank God it was him last over.
Yeah.
So for that over, me just play him down. Me not swing and batter bruise, no, me just play him down. Never get me pin though.
You want upon him, Pedro.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Because when you mention them, man, all of a sudden that memory, that moment of joy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That impact me big time in high school. Hear me just bowl out of Sunlight, man.
Big
the
time
fastest
Sunlight
bowler.
player, yeah.
You know them way there?
Yeah, man, yeah.
And Clive, I'm your virgin, you know.
Yeah, man, yeah. Me understand, man, yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the time, at the moment of joy, me know exactly. I said, yo, at some point, I have to go face him, you know. If this man start bowl some fast ball and some bounce, I come at me.
Yeah,
dead.
man, him that, man. Exactly what
Hey, man, come look for me and say, I'll kill you. Go on. I'm going to see them. Just look on my walk off of the pitch. And everybody a jump. You bowl out the ball for ducks.
Yeah. But your heart a beat like fast and then that's all right. You have to face this man.
Say joy and pain, man.
Yeah,
joy and pain immediately. But yeah, it's moments like that you forget. But being together right now, you mention a name and it just unlock a memory that I have totally shelved.
Yeah, man.
And it was a good memory, you know?
Yeah, man.
I and leaving this conversation, I will remember that memory, and I go and pull it out every now and then if I want, put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You bowl out Clive, you'll never forget that.
No.
Never forget
Never.
that.
Never.
Yeah. But Pedro was a decent cricketer still.
Yeah.
Pedro was a decent bowler.
Yo, I remember one time them called me, my old man just shut me down. I say them call me for practice for courts. The old man said nope.
And you're not the first one that happened to, Remember Dwight Lawrence?
Yeah.
Dwight could have run,
Yeah.
And Dwight.
Yeah, Dwight was a very good
Yeah, man,
runner.
a big time runner for Sanders, man. And Dwight, because I'm impurent and all them things, him just couldn't fulfill his potential.
No.
You talk about it on
Nope.
podcast, man. So there's a lot. You're not the first one where your parents them trust you on. I was fortunate. My mother and father never stopped me from the certain things that are. You see me? I said, but not everybody have the same parent. You not choose the parent. You don't choose the parent here, my brother. You get a so life.
You have to keep in mind now. My father is ex-military in a bridge.
Yeah.
So, you understand? So, you know it go.
When you tell you no, it's no. It's no argument. Yeah. Anyway,
That's a man that can speak with him eyes without opening mouth. And you know it go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Let me ask you, when we go around and ask each another question before I ask the last question, and when you take that one here first, because is there any question or topic where you think we could have asked Pedro or Murray when we didn't bring up at all? The floor is yours. Any question you think we could have asked them, I didn't ask them.
Nothing further that I could think of right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was a very detailed discussion, and I think most of the points that I would have asked or covered were actually covered.
And Pedro, the same to you. Any question or anything I think we could have asked that I didn't ask, either you or Murray? Any topic where you go and bring up or never bring up at all?
No, Jelly. I think everything, if I could consider the conversation like a bullet point, you covered every aspect of the bullet point. So we covered memories, we covered what can we do to uplift the school. We covered everything. There's nothing I could leave in this conversation and say, well, we never talk about this or we never talk about it. No. I think you did a spot on job with covering every aspect of our school life. And I have there's nothing I could come up with that we missed out. We're pretty much covered it and then some.
Mm-hmm. Well, only make my job easy though, because trust me, only easy for talk to. That's all I can say.
That's why we have chat so long.
Murray, is there anything we could have bring up that you could have bring up, or any question, anything we could ask, but we never asked at all? And the floor are yours.
No, but I know the reason why I leave mine for last, because there's because it answers itself, because my initial thing was, boy, I'm not much to talk, and you already said, boy, I'm going nearly 2 hours. So
nearly 3 hours, I know more, nearly 3 hours.
So that says it, that alone, that dictates it already, Jen. Say, boy, well, listen, if there's more, then you need a day.
Yeah.
If there's more, Jen, you need a day.
We need a part 2, exactly. We need a part 2, yes.
And when I think about it, Jen, yes, there's some you didn't need this Ghana.
Yeah, man, but
yeah, man.
And some of us stay behind the paid while I'm working.
This is what I realized after our discussion, that majority of forest people are really for behind. What?
Hold on, no? I know what. Remember Kevin Barnes?
Yes.
Kevin Barnes, come on, on a program and sit and say, Jelly, you know what? Some of the conversation you have to put behind the paid one. I guess so. If a man want to hear it, I'm have to pay for it, And when it released, if a man wanted to come off, I'm have to pay for take it off the same way.
Jenny. Me and Pedro have some things that were really and truly a straight paid one. And people know that we coming up through the days.
No.
We should have paid
one of them days, we're going to have a behind the paid one discussion. For raise funds for the school, just raise funds for the school. We say behind the paid, anybody who want to come behind the paid wall and put on the money and say, boy, I tell you, I just behind the paid wall thing like that.
Brother, yo, there's a next auditor within a week.
Yeah. I mean, what's enough man of pay to tell him why you were behind the paid wall. Because trust me, enough behind the paid wall stuff me have to, and I say, yeah, and that really happened. This is the PG version, man. This is the PG version, but the extra to one behind the paid wall, I'm gonna have to pay for this not here, sir.
Yes,
Hey, hold on, Jen, let me tell you something. My it was Miss Laidlaw at the time. I had this teacher, this teacher, this teacher, you know, wanted us to do a poem of the class. You know what I mean? So my thing about the poem in the class in the king, me start writing about the girls there. One of me had her, I really had her, you know. Wasn't me at talk about Michelle Owen, you know. Me I say about rump, jump. We get a B plus on poem.
Yo, you see, hold on. And just a clip, you know. It's a more mentioned a while ago. Those I will get behind the paid wall. Those poems.
Yo, big man, respect. King, it was total, you know what I mean, King?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Man. Those things, man.
Yeah.
It was a King. Big man, we had fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
absolutely.
Just like the fun we have on them conversation here tonight, man. That's a pure fun we have, man. I saw Meadowbrook was fair all the way out, man. You enjoy it, memorable, man. But let me ask you the last question, though. Okay, I go straight to that, you know. And you take that one here first, Pedro. What made Meadowbrook magical?
The entire experience. There's nothing particular I can pinpoint that made. No. What made Meadowbrook was the friends that I made in school. The camaraderie. Just being there, just being at the school itself is hello?
Yeah, man, I'm here, man. We're there, man. We're there, yeah.
Yeah, I think just the camaraderie of and the friendships that you made and what you walked away from. Plus the little foolishness that we all did, but we can look back at it and laugh about it. But it's the friendship that have lasted throughout the years, and we can just talk about it and laugh, and that's basically what all I can say.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole heap, my brother. That's a whole heap. And you, Maurice, same question. What made Meadowbrook magical?
Well, I mean, undoubtedly, I've started that word to use as a camaraderie, you know. But what really made Meadowbrook special for me was the whole mixing and the whole melting pot that you like to talk about of it. You know, the whole integration of everything that they had. You know what I'm saying? We were involved within the sports, involved within the actual school, within the whole your friends are what you look to actually want to get up and go to school the same day.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do 5 days a week, and you remember we tell you big man, we're linking up again on Saturdays, you know what I'm saying?
You know, I leave the school at all, yeah.
And you find that this resonates with you throughout not just your school life, but your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the bridge then, because your man talk what's sometimes you want a new friend, you know, but sometimes and that is all within the realms of who you know coming up to within a tertiary level of a high school and going through.
Mm-hmm.
With Meadowbrook, as I said, you know, it's that difference about it, Bridging, because of the time, the era, and the people that it attracted, made it that different.
Yeah.
That melting pot. as you like to, the word you like to use. And it's so intrinsic, it's so correct, it's so on point, you know? Yeah, that is it. That melting pot like flavor that Meadowbrook has. That's what drives me, and that's what I'll take from. That's what me, and that's what makes it special in my book.
Yeah, one. So before we close out, I always ask everybody, I go around the table and ask everybody for a closing remark. And Wayne, in the closing remark before I close out this conversation, yeah.
Well, great discussion. Always great to be a part of it, and of course to be talking to, Maurice and Pedro, brothers from school, yourself. It's been great. So thanks for the experience, guys, and looking forward to doing something like this again, hopefully in person.
Yeah. And you, Pedro, any closing remark before I close out the program, man?
This was a fantastic trip down memory lane. It was an experience. And if anybody out there listening, I would highly advise you to jump on board and experience this ride. That's it.
Yeah, thank you, Pedro. And send me a sister number, because I look up your sister picture and I remember her so well. I just have one memory. She and my brother was in the same class at Meadowbrook. They were in fifth.
Yes, yeah. Patrick.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Do you remember him too?
Yeah, man.
But Jelly, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Do any of you remember the Richards last name? Murray?
The sisters them you attack.
Richard.
Eh?
Some girls you attack.
Richard.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. One of them was in sixth when they go to school.
You're talking about Caroline Richards?
Caroline Richards.
You mean which Caroline Richards? You mean my name again?
Come on, Caroline, man. Caroline.
What do you name again? She used to go around with?
Andrew Early attack.
Earl, yes, okay.
Bird,
yeah.
She attack Pedro.
Yeah, man, she talking, don't it?
Caroline Richards, man. Yeah, man. And her sister used to go Meadowbrook also.
Oh, she had a sister too?
I never know that.
Yeah, man.
Murray, I never know that.
Really?
You see, I remember she, but I never know that sister Pedro.
Yes.
Sister.
Yes. God, her name escaped me now.
So was in your sister class?
I think so. No.
That means her older sister.
Yeah, the older sister.
Yes. And she used to go to Meadowbrook too.
It possibly
God, I can't believe she may pull a blank.
I'm going to call Christopher Cheddar. I think him tell me about her now. We have to ask him. I know exactly where you talk now. I know.
But I can get a link to Caroline.
Yeah, man.
Because Caroline used to go to Meadowbrook too.
Send me your sister number and send me Caroline number, man. And tell them, you make sure to tell them about the podcast and share to them and make them know, say, I just a easy conversation. Jelly now born a fastball like Courtney Wild and them with them.
Not anymore.
Not
anymore.
No, more the man who follow cricket knows that jelly bowling is the easiest bowling you ever get, man. Some easy lollipop bowling, right? Some easy lollipop bowling, brother. Easy lollipop bowling, man. Yeah. So, Murray, any closing remark before I close out this program, yeah?
Well, to begin with, I'd just like to I'd like to really give you a big shout out, Jerry, because this is a fabulous thing you're doing. I don't know what brainstorm looking ahead for me to be able to start this. I am at a shock when you tell me, say, boy, I'm asking if who else do it in a time. All the people who do it. Tell me, Wayne was number 42. I'm like, wow. Dude, I'm saying, but
no, we ain't wanna come out yet. We ain't wanna come out yet more. Wayne and I did Mr. Bogo together. We ain't wanna come up. We ain't wanna come up later on in the month. We ain't wanna come out yet, but yeah.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I just think it's just a wonderful thing that you're doing, you know. And I really tell you, listening when I hear Norman, what really pushed over it was really hearing Norman, who I could really relate to from our year and, you know, and all of that, you know. So yeah, you know, it's really really good. It's a really good thing to have, and I try to listen. I only listen one or two so far, but I really going to start listening a few of them. And yeah, I really appreciate this. And this is a wondrous thing you're doing, my brother. Wondrous thing.
Yeah, man. Thank you. And just I can't beg you. Just spread the word. Tell everybody. Make them share it. subscribe, like, as me that say, and then, and anybody we know want come on,
Yeah.
just send, you don't have to tell them for come on, just send me them number, say, boy, Jelly, I like, you talk to Jelly, and me do the invitation. You see me I said to you? Anybody we show a little interest and I say, man, come talk to the man, listen to the conversation and come give a story, man, because as you say, as you realize, telling your own history and memory is therapeutic. That's been good for me, personally.
Yeah.
You follow me? And it's good for everybody who come tell them story, man. It's a refreshing thing for them, man. Refreshing and just, it make you feel good, as they say, man. So everything when I say, I can attest to that, man. I listen to the story.
Absolutely.
I do the conversation, them. I enjoy it as much as I don't enjoy it, man. And sometimes when I go over back and like me, I do some clip and I listen. I pure laugh and me up and I say, I said that the man really
Can imagine.
Tonight we have to more write the poem, you know, and you write the poem, I say, it's more than easy.
Yo, I don't know, no, man, brother. I tell
No.
You know what I mean? No, okay. You understand me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. It was some great moments, man.
Yeah, man.
Great.
Anyway, gentlemen, believe it or not, as I say, a 2 minute short, a 3 hour, or a minute by the time I say a 3 hour, I'm going to thank you know, Wayne Swaby.
Yeah, man.
Pedro Wright, Maurice
Livingston,
Murray Livingston, as I prefer to call him name. It has been a blast. It has been a great pleasure for me here, sir. I know when I come on for the conversation.
Honor.
Yeah, man, it's been an honor for me, too. It has been an honor for me. I know, sir, boy, I know I enjoy this conversation here. Because the show will fly off like a nothing. And I just say, we could have there talk for long more now, hold it more now. But I say a Sunday night.
Thank God no alcohol tonight because Virgin will be starting us up for hours.
Yo, listen, man.
No, when that's how when behind the paid wall come in, you know, in fact, wild call and I say, all right, Jelly.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because whites go and unlock certain things, you know, you have to pay for that.
No, man, you talk about wire transfer thing right now.
Yeah.
Normal payment, they say.
No.
You need some serious disclaimers for that.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
man, that the one that you're going to send a PIN code for getting to
Yeah,
that
man, a
one.
paid wall thing, man. This is not a front pay thing at all, Wayne.
No.
Paid wall, a man want to do it, him have to pay. Come up with some money.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. If
man.
you want to hear that, it's all right, man. You can pay up some money, you know. And donation to the school, a percentage going to the school, certain ways.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's Kevin Barnes. If a man want to hear it, him pay feet, and if him hear it and want it come off, him pay feet come off of the paid wall conversation. Come on, man, come here it and I say, boy, I tell him, I really want, a man know that story there, you know. So, yeah, but that's all right. Yeah. Yeah, man. Anyway, gentlemen, it has been a blast, you know. And as I always close them conversation, yeah. God bless the whole away. Wayne, Pedro, Murray, and myself. Jelly, as I on a comfortable car, and I love that. And God bless that great school at 2 Meadowbrook Avenue, where we can have the conversation 40 years later. I like we're still there at Meadowbrook. I love that. So thank you for coming here, sir. Come spend the 3 hours with me on a Sunday evening. I appreciate it. And God bless you. And God bless that great school at Meadowbrook, as I say. Thank you, brother.
Blessings. Have a good one. Blessings.
Yeah, man.
Gentlemen.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Cool. Oh.
Thanks for listening to Meadowbrook Memories. And remember to give us all the support and encouragement you can on whatever social media platform you are listening. And special thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince, who takes care of everything involved in getting the podcast out every week. And without him, this podcast would not be possible. It is his expertise that allows me to do what I love doing every week, having great conversations about Meadowbrook Memories, and he's responsible for everything else. So again, thanks to my production manager, Kyle Prince. So remember to like, share, and subscribe these Meadowbrook Memories podcasts so neither you nor your friends will miss another Meadowbrook conversation. Thanks.